Welcome to Session 8, folks, of the Sophisticated Murder Hobos.
Woo!
Yay!
That means one hobo's been murdered because he's not here.
And so Ian couldn't join us
Because I
this
killed
week.
him. I hid his body in the dumpster behind Wednesdays.
Oh no, his character is just preoccupied.
Preoccupied with Iterea, perhaps.
I think we should roll for that. Oh, he's not here to defend himself. That's automatic failure.
Oh boy.
So, I wonder if it'll be a case of either he or she successfully seducing one another, and then a few more months of game time, and we're back to rolling for how much he cares about his wife.
Okay. So, for a fate point, would anyone like to tell us what happened in Session 7?
I would love another fate point.
Okay.
So much.
Okay.
In Session 7, our magnificent quartet we had started off within the new goblin camp after having tracked them for who knows how long. We were granted a meeting with their three leaders, which seemed to represent different major tribes within the goblin hierarchy, but none of which had more authority than either other one. And in attempting to invite them to stay at Soorin, we immediately went into a duel of wits, which was actually quite thrilling and hectic, of which Aerith had instantly out-argued one and then almost two of the goblin leaders, with the third in almost support of their argument, until with a conniving twist of the knife, the third goblin leader had turned on them for her argument, and I think it was Aerith had won with a compromise.
Yeah.
Yeah, that compromise was the goblins had to live inside the walls of Soorin, and Aerith would do whatever they could to facilitate that. Yep. That goblin leader then named herself Corliette. And I believe she became the Great One? Yes. But after that, we had a lovely night, invited to dinner with the goblins in their dining hall, learning all about them learning a lot about us, and us discovering the wonders of Ridden, a goblin distilled alcohol. But after that, we had made haste back to Soorin, first to announce the approaching 500 or so goblins, and then to facilitate a meeting between Corliette and the Viceroy Velthuria, so they could negotiate the terms of their alliance. And that, of course, meant I would lead another duel of wits, and Leone had betrayed me. Crag was Crag, and Pocket was actually a great help. But in arguing with the Viceroy Velthuria, Aerith was grossly outmatched by her
Cold heart.
cold heart, bitch. And they had lost, but with a significant compromise from the Viceroy Velthuria. And what we had come to, in totality, was the goblins would give up their human slaves, but they would be given land outside the current breach in the outer wall, in which would in the future become an extension of the city in a new goblin town, where a wall will be erected around their settlement They'll effectively be the buffer for a new gate built in the breach. And everything will be sparkles and sunshine.
It will indeed be sparkles and sunshine. Okay?
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
Until it's not.
Today is Play Day, the 9th day of the week. Second week of Eyes, which is the 3rd month of the year 797. On the Goblin calendar, it's the middle of the 6th moon cycle. Year is 3117. And for the Elves, it is the 79th day of spring. Year 18,033.
Yippee!
And so you are still in the audience chamber. But Velthuria is tiring of your presence and has retired from the chamber. And Edorea says, why don't you recover from your journey, gather some new supplies. There might be something that comes in the next few days, but for now, there isn't really anything. So if there's anything that any of you want to do over the next week or so, now's your time to craft things or gather things or go hunting with your fists. I don't know.
So humans and goblins and us, we're all on the same page of what we're doing.
What do you mean?
I mean, the goblins were coming in, so now we have to go through the whole system of setting everybody up outside the breach there.
Are you wanting to help with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably just rubble, figure
Okay.
out at least as comfortable as I can get sleeping arrangements being outside there.
Okay.
I know we're in late winter, early spring.
We're actually at the end of spring.
End of spring.
So is it warming up?
It is warming up, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean,
Happy
it's
day.
probably moderate outside. Not bad. Still need to, hey, winter comes a lot sooner than you think.
Yep. And it looks like it might rain tomorrow, actually.
I'm gonna spend some time at the bathhouse.
All right.
Really?
You? A bathhouse?
Excuse me?
Like a literal, like I need to be clean.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, we established that. One thing on my agenda is I would like to test resources to generate a die of cash.
Okay.
So it's obstacle 2.
Okay.
My resources M3.
Okay.
Pocket, do you want to help? Scrounge up cash?
Yeah,
I'll
I mean,
help.
I can sell apples, cucumbers.
So 4 dice.
4 dice.
Obstacle 2. 2 successes.
Yay.
And when next I see Crag, I shall hand him this cash. There you go.
You see Crag wearing a towel, maybe.
Maybe.
I'll put it with his spear, wherever that. With the
spear
haft
shaft?
of his spear, wherever
We'll
that
put
is.
this money right next to your shaft.
The coin purse next to the shaft, huh?
Hey, you just give me a little bit, and that's gonna be a really pretty shaft.
So, this is twofold. Because now, Crag can assist in a resources test sometime,
Yep.
if he wants.
Yep. To establish a resource.
Yep, to gain resources.
Because my resource level is currently
0.
0. It's a B0.
It is a...
It
is.
down there.
So you've generated that cash.
Mhm.
You've scrounged up some funds on your own.
Yep.
You're helping.
Yep.
So do you want to make a scavenging test to help them find things that they need amidst the rubble?
Yep.
Greg kind of cracks maybe a smile.
What?
Because...
I got a I was given gold,
You were given gold.
Yeah.
and I'm shocked at that. Like, I almost maybe kind of let almost a smile slip.
Almost. It would probably be predominantly brass coins.
Still,
They're gold colored.
They are gold colored. They are yellow
I
coins.
could shine them.
Pocket.
I've got 2 in scavenging.
Shit, do I have
Okay.
scavenging at all? I don't have scavenging, so I can't help that.
Anything that Crag wants to do?
I might go try my luck with. Well, do I know where? Like, when I was in their training area before, did I see weapons in there? Just like, even if they're.
Yeah, they're weapons.
I might have to go back over there, at least more in the evening when there was no one there, and see what there's there. Because maybe there's a spear.
Oh, Lord.
Okay.
Maybe not a Craig-sized spear, but
So if you want a replacement spear, there are a variety of ways that you can go about this. You can try and sneak and steal one. You can try and ask for one. You can try and take one and see if anyone's going to be bold enough to try and stop you.
well, that's more was like I was just gonna walk into their training area, grab one, turn around, and start walking away. Just
Not even from the whack, just walk up to a recruit and take their spear.
Okay.
like that one looks good. Shake them a little.
Told you before, on our trip to Soorin, I would help with the spear situation.
But if this is what Crag wants to do,
Crag is a strong, independent orc.
Yes, he is.
No matter how much we like it.
but it's up to Crag. Crag could also try scavenging a spear, because this whole city is a battle site.
I can try scavenging a spear first before I take other measures.
Okay. So that might be a great way to get an agility test. Let's see here. Depends on what you want to...
Isn't scavenging perception?
I'm not sure if it's only perception.
It might be
I mean-
perception agility.
Might be. Oh, only perception. So, hard to find items, medicine, weapons, tools, obstacle 3. If you're not trained, it's obstacle 6. So,
Obstacle 6.
Right now I'm scavenging for
Brick or stuff?
stuff, and then I can help scavenge for a spear. I mean, I have been kind of slinging through this rubble for a while.
So, pocket first, and then I had a thing to pitch him with this.
okay, well, right now this is Crag's test. If you want to help him...
Yeah, I can help him.
Okay, there we go.
Well, I want to say... I wanted to go about scavenging, but looking for, like, metal scrap, so, like, old nails, arrowheads, or broken weapons.
Okay.
Anything I can melt down. So, potentially, in the process, we're both looting effectively.
Okay.
Maybe one of us could help the other.
Okay.
Do you have scavenging?
Nope.
So, I'll tell you this. If you help them, then it stays obstacle 3, and if they make it, or I'm sorry, it stays obstacle 6, 6. They make it, you make it. If they don't, you don't. If you want to assure getting your stuff, make a separate test.
What's your perception?
4.
You can that's going to be rough. You can also work carefully and add a die for taking more time.
I can do that. And are you helping or no?
Yeah, you can take 2 dice from me.
2 dice from me.
I have a lot of perception.
My perception is a 4, but I also have scavenging.
You also have scavenging, and if you have the skill, you're helping with the skill.
Okay.
1 more die.
No, that's right. 2 from you. 1 from her.
1 from careful.
1 from careful. And 4 from me.
Okay.
Alright, obstacle 6.
This is the power of teamwork.
Uh-oh. I will spend a
Fate point.
fate point to open these 6s. There's 5. Because spend another fate to roll a traitor.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That's open.
6.
That's open 6.
Oh,
It's
number
open
6.
6.
7, 8.
8.
What do you know? Another challenging test for Craig that he doesn't need challenging.
On perception?
Yo.
Well, it's hard to get perception tests because you have to succeed for them to count.
Yeah,
so-
I know, but every one I have succeeded on,
Oh, it's been challenging.
it's
not
been
so-
challenging. Not the difficulty.
With the help, didn't you roll 7 dice?
Yes.
Yeah,
So shouldn't it be difficult then?
Oh, I'll take that.
that's a good point. You're sharp.
I try to be helpful.
Indeed, indeed. All right, so working carefully with 8 successes, you are able to find in the rubble of a building that had fallen into the street, it had crushed a rider. And so you remember seeing some of the humans that would fight this way. They would wear clothes all of steel and just have these overlapping plates cover their entire body, and they would ride horses instead of wolves. And the spear, this rider carried a spear, and it seems to be for a human spear, a strong, broad spear blade, spear tip, and a stout shaft.
That's what she said.
Really grippable.
You can take down a superior quality spear that you've pulled that has miraculously survived a building falling on it.
Damn, that's better than I was going to make for you.
Superior. So that changes all my stuff, does it not?
So for the spear, basically the difference is your versus armor goes up by 1. On the topic, in your search, about a block away also, you found a row of workshops. So there you found a metal bucket and a few boxes of nails and other scrap items, which might be moot now, but you found them.
A resource not needed now can be recycled later.
Fair enough.
Maybe make it into ingots for carrying purposes? Versus
That would be good.
Buckets?
This does give me a question is, I figure these are either, probably either carpenters or smithing workshops.
Yeah, and wagon rights and I forget the cobblers, and I forget the there's a kind of craftsman that makes barrels, like casks and stuff. I forget what it's called, but
It's something really specific.
yeah,
I've heard it once.
They make the hoops, the iron hoops for the barrels and
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
Maybe we just commandeer these 3 lots next to each other and get this one to do something with the wood to make our own place.
I was going to ask if there was any tools that we could be repaired, but going the whole way and mending the entire lot sounds
I have a week.
ambitious and interesting.
I'll go get some trees.
Okay. Okay.
I can use some power tests.
Okay. So I don't remember if you have hauling or not, but that's a great way to get some power tests.
I do not have hauling.
There we go. So hauling, I think, is will and power.
Power.
Yep. Also, ditch digging is a great one because you'd be digging out all of that rubble and you'd be relaying a foundation. This is something that you guys really... Ditch digging is power. Pure and awful. Obstacle 4 for a mass grave or pit.
I start digging.
Goodness, hope we never need one of those.
I mean, there's 600 goblins here to get rid of. Oh, did I say that out loud?
You said that out loud.
Do orcs have their own language?
Yeah.
What language is that?
So, just like all the various dialects of human or goblin, it varies, but the dialect that he speaks is the Cogular dialect of orc, simply because even though Cogular is a goblin city, it is the closest urban area of cast out races in that general vicinity, and so it has its own dialect for each of the different varieties.
Kind of like Albuquerque.
Like Albuquerque. Kind of
it's
like going to Louisiana.
right on the border.
It's
so you
English.
could get a
but-
big mixture of people who either want to speak American English, Spanish, or they come up with Spanglish.
Yes.
And wherever you go down there, you're gonna get a surprise.
More like a farmer's market.
So, you guys are clearing a block, assembling materials, and then attempting to build a house.
We should ask if we have permission to do this.
We have permission.
I'm going to, while he is fetching trees, find time to seek out, Dame Adorea, and figure out the legality of just claiming a lot of rubble.
Or 3.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So, you can go do that. You want to make a hauling test, and then later a ditch digging test, up to you.
Yep.
Okay, so if you are hauling, use the skill in place of power when hauling improbable loads on your back. Ridiculously heavy container, obstacle 4. If you don't have hauling, it's obstacle 8. So, what is the OB of the test that you are looking for? Because you need a challenging or you need a difficult?
I think I do both.
No.
But I would rather have my challenging, to be honest. I need a challenging and 2 difficult, so...
You need a challenging and 2 difficults. So,
Challenging is not going to be hard, because if I go after it's 8, I don't have 8.
so just bear in mind, if you fail, there is a consequence. Hauling and the other one was ditch digging.
Yep.
And that is also power. I would put that at a trench, obstacle 3, which becomes an obstacle 6.
That would not be... That'd be a difficult problem.
That would be a difficult. So
Yeah.
that can be your difficult. So you need 1 challenging and 2 difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I think you need to get the materials first. So sounds like you're making a hauling test.
Yep.
And you have 6 or 7 dice.
6 dice.
So you can work carefully, or you can get help. But if they're too helpful, then it becomes a difficult test, because they'll have 2 dice to give you instead of 1.
You like call trees?
I'm too helpful.
You like help call trees?
Stronger than you.
Never mind. I'll work carefully.
All right.
I have 6 power.
Wow. Okay.
What was the obstacle?
8. Oh.
Out of 5.
Out of 6.
Oh, you got 6.
Yeah. So like this
Are
thing,
you-
the first fate to open up my 6s. I got 5. 6, 7.
Nice.
So if I re-rolled 6s and I wanted, do I have to use a persona to get another die then, or is it?
Do you have any more fate?
Yeah, I can do.
So you can either
reroll a traitor.
Well, was that all the dice you had?
Yeah. Well,
Did any of them roll?
not no more. So I guess I had 2 6s.
Yeah.
I just re-rolled my 2 failures so technically I have 2 failures.
Okay, you can reroll one of those with a fate.
Missed that.
Now you need persona.
Oh, I need a persona.
I mean, hey, you're gonna graciously power it again. Leg lock a spider and instantly kill a boss.
So you only can use 1 persona.
You use up to 3.
3.
There's your 6.
There's my 6.
And it explodes.
I got my 8 though.
So, you are able to gather enough timbers between deadfall in the surrounding area, just logs, as well as cut timbers from the rubble within the city. And you haul them to this 3-lot site that you guys have decided to squat on.
I'll take one of the boards and just plant it like in there and like say mine. That's how I'm claiming it.
Okay.
And I'll put it one in each site.
Okay.
And that's how I claimed it.
Okay. So you have wood. Would you
That
like
works
to
for me in my world.
dig away all the rubble?
Yep.
Okay. So as an obstacle 6, ditch digging, you can work carefully.
I will.
Okay.
With no help again. Wow. So I can put 1 more persona into it, right? 3 you said was the cap?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And
Hey.
There you go. That's a 6, so
Aw.
that just makes it there.
That makes it there. So you are able to clear away all the rubble, and there is a fresh building site and plenty of materials.
Okay.
Is that the first time you've spent any Artha?
Yep. Pretty
Oh,
much.
That's why you have so much.
I still have 14 fate and 3 persona left.
So I'm having memories of, I think, our previous campaign.
Dude, you don't even want to know how much I had there.
No, I'm thinking of Jade when she looked at me and said, I have 80 fate.
Yeah.
What do you mean you have 80 feet?
It's like I literally had to spend it the entire campaign.
I think I was in the 60s. I mean,
You were spending it pretty fast. You shapeshifted like twice.
yes. Oh yeah, because I was getting close to shapeshifting twice, but then we stopped. Otherwise, if we would have kept going, I would have had enough to go.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which would have been scary, because I was a mean drunkard already.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not mean, but I was already a drunkard. I would have been a super drunkard.
Indeed, you would have. So, take a fate point for doing all that hard work.
On your own.
On my own.
I didn't know you had it in you, but now I am more scared of your potential.
Because you see me dragging these big old logs?
How does that feel having to drag something all by yourself? Full circle.
I just walk away.
I mean, I could turn that tree into like 4 tower shields.
I got one. Maybe later. Wait. Is it better quality?
What quality is the current one?
So
I assume
I think yours is
it's just
iron.
orcish.
it's a black iron shield. It's
That
big.
sounds special.
It's an orcish thing, right?
Yeah,
And it's
I'm almost there.
So you're pretty much setting up shop, and you're asking whether or not we can set up shop?
Yep.
I just started.
Pretty much.
I just
Okay.
didn't. I mean, let's see. They give a crap of who's gonna come and scare me out of here. That's really what I'm in back of my head.
So, that does take you pretty much most of the week.
Yeah, that's fine.
So that is a 3 die shield. And
That's a
shields-
4 dice shield. Is what we had. That I had written down with it.
Okay, here's this better than what's in the book.
Because it's an orcish shield. It's like specific to their materials.
Yeah, in the orc section, the black iron shield is 3 die.
Oh, did we do it wrong then? You need me to change it? I mean,
you could just have a better shield.
I could just have a better shield. I just know when we were working on that, that's what we wrote in. Because I actually wrote that in.
Let's see.
Didn't you spend a little bit extra during character creation?
For some of that, yes.
Yeah, it says 3 dice here too.
Maybe we were just wrong.
Yeah.
Did you just ask nicely for a second for another die?
Maybe I did.
Maybe you did.
Okay.
Either way, 3 die, black iron shield. Next. Alright,
So you want me to change it to 3?
if you don't mind. Okay, so what does Pocket want to do?
I'm
If you can
going
make it
to
Everything is possible.
help the goblins settle in
Okay.
and make my own little weapon.
Okay. Oh, the
Uh-huh.
Okay. So let's look at the rules for that. I remember it was going to be a staff and/or pair of cudgels. No. Can you remind me?
It's a cudgel, which I would pretty much have. The idea behind it was to have it kind of when I changed. I could change it a little bit with my sorcery because it's made of hardwood.
Yep.
I either found oak, ironwood, purple heart, something
Right.
that I could. And it was going to be it was going to be a cudgel. We put it down as a club
Okay.
because it's short, but when I change it out to my spear, it will just shape out.
Okay. So, but you'll change it from a club to a spear with the test.
Yes.
Okay. So it sounds like it's an obstacle 2 to create this
Okay.
with your phytomancy.
+1 to all
I think
items.
because of the size, you said it's more equivalent to a great shield, which is a D4.
Oh,
But I can leave it as 3.
which one do you want? Like you spent the resource points on it. I'm like,
Well, so the thing is, I mean, like, if I put it in front of him, he can get full cover from it. The thing's massive. It's built for me and my massive stature. So, I mean, it's meant to be huge.
we can do 4. That's fine.
I don't want to be like, no, I was like, why did I write 4? That's what I was trying to figure out. But if I look what I have written, it was about the size. That's why. So you just got to make determination what it is.
Like it could be either one because the tower shield has it has 4 dice, but it also has the drawbacks of it's really big and heavy. So
Yeah.
just pick one and use whichever.
It's really
stats.
big and heavy.
Yeah, just use
Tower
the stats
shield.
for either one.
Okay.
Not 2. Are any 6s there?
No, I literally rolled 3 3s.
Persona?
Fate point? No, not fate. Persona?
Persona.
I can roll 1 traitor.
No, that it adds a die. It adds a die. You can just roll a die. If you use a fate, then you can re-roll any of those traitors.
You can use the fate first if you want.
Fate first.
Okay, so that re-rolls one of the traitors. Is it a 1?
No,
Another 3.
Another 2.
another 2 to match the other 2 that I had.
Okay.
Do you want a bigger rolling surface? Persona?
Yeah, here.
We're burning some now.
Yep.
That's okay. I needed to burn a little.
Okay.
Here, puts me
I'm
at.
full of shack.
You're what?
Shaq filled him up.
I will not elaborate.
3 3s and 3 2s.
You can roll up to 3 personas. That's what I was just told.
What is happening? I'm switching out for the green. Forget it.
There's one.
There's one.
Is it a?
It's 4.
It's 4. Okay.
Okay.
Last chance.
Oh.
It's a freaking 3. This is 9 threes. Why?
That is a failure.
Yeah.
They come by 3.
I don't think I have anything else I can add to this.
Nope. Unless you want to use it. Indeed.
Working carefully? Could she have worked carefully?
She could have worked carefully, but she didn't say that. Do you want to work carefully? Now, the thing is, if you work carefully, the week will pass without working on the house. So it's up to you guys.
It's really up to her.
She's a strong, independent goblin. Half hob, whatever she is. I forget.
You could ask her in your bounds of sensitivity right now.
Do you know what? I might use a deed for my sorcery.
It'd be worth it. That's a skill you like.
Is a skill I do like. Why not? I'm going to use a deed for
Okay.
my sorcery.
That doubles your... Either you choose between either you re-roll all of your failures...
Which
or,
is up.
or you... Well, I guess it's the same thing. Or you double your die pool.
So, a lot of the Fate and Persona she'd rolled had come up failures.
Yeah,
so those are
I was just thinking
extra
about that.
I would say,
dice.
how does that work?
Yeah, let me
'Cause
see here.
there's-
So you would add, because you
3
had
for
your...
Persona.
Yeah.
There's 1 for Fate.
No, you don't get the fate one, because that was a re-roll of a failure.
Okay.
Or
But...
does she?
That's what I'm looking up, because I'm like, now that you mention it...
So you may be able to add 1 extra one yet.
So I think that's the benefit is the first purpose is if you have a high skill exponent and you barely have any failures. And the second one is you have a lot more failures than your skill exponent. In which case I think you have more failures than your skill exponent.
Yeah.
Don't ask me how I'm blaming the moon. The 3s and the moon. I'm blaming it.
The moon has had poor portents lately. I can confirm this.
So... By the letter of it on page 67, under Saving Grace, you can spend a deed to re-roll all dice that fail to come up successes on any given test. So that includes when you failed, when you re-rolled and they failed, all of your Arthur rolls, all of that. So
All but
of
one.
those failures.
All but 1. Because you had 1 success.
All but 1.
So you only get all
Okay.
but 1.
Yeah, okay. There we go. Okay.
Roll them bones.
There's a
Oh,
6.
wow.
There's a 4. There's a...
She made her say... So she got a 4 total. No.
Is that fate point still rolling? Can I re-roll? Can I roll at 6?
So yes.
you
So
can-
here's
yeah.
the thing: it's a sorcerer's skill, so the 6 is already open.
Open. Oh, yeah.
So this was a Fate, 3 Persona, and a deed for an obstacle
Oh my
too?
god. I can't roll more shit.
Yes.
I got 3. I got 3.
You got a 4.
I got 4.
Because you had the other 4 of
4. I have 4. I have 4.
So
I have 4.
2 fates. No,
No.
one fate,
1 fate.
3 persona,
3 persona.
and a deed
Yep.
for an obstacle 2 test.
Yep. Yep.
I think that deserves a Fate point.
Where
I'm,
take a fate point.
I'm really
take a
making
fate
this
point.
happen.
Determination.
That better be a good fucking whatever you're making.
And whatever your weapon stats are, make it superior quality because you achieve 4 successes on 2 required.
I don't even know how to do that.
Do you need help?
Yes.
Okay, what were you making?
I was making a cudgel, which we put down as a club, but it's
Okay.
the point of it is literally, I have the picture for it. It's got a like bird type head and a reptilian tail, and what it is like an old medieval basilisk, but its name is Basil.
You named your club.
I named my club Basil.
Does it have basil growing out of the tip?
No, but it's still funny because I'm a plant person. It is a basilisk cudgel named Basil.
Do you want it to be one-handed or two-handed?
Probably one-handed because I was thinking of making a buckler later.
Okay. What's your power?
7.
Okay.
She's strong.
Yeah,
Holy shit.
Yeah, she's strong.
So for the...
You three are the gun show.
Yeah.
I'm working on catching up,
For the
but I only can go up to it. 8?
M in IMS, that'll be a 9. The add is 2.
Okay.
The WS is 2. The VA is 3.
Is that because she's at a 7?
That's because it's at a superior quality.
And she's a 7.
Put it up by 1 more.
So it goes to 4 for a club? Oh.
Well, I'm actually going off of the mace because that's a run-of-the-mill version of the club, but we're going to a superior quality. So we're jumping up
I see what you
4
mean.
categories.
Okay. Mace would be probably different because it's like
Spiky.
steel. However, it actually would be versus armor at least 2. 1 because it's a superior quality because of your roll, and 2 because of your power.
So VA is 4 or VA is 3?
Up to you. 2?
Because
Okay.
it is a wooden club.
Okay. So VA is 2.
VA is 2, and I'm good with the weapon speed being 3.
Okay.
Weapon speed 3.
And then the length is short.
Yep.
So what's the power threshold for getting +1 VA?
7.
I'm so close.
So close.
Me too.
That's a
So
future
close.
problem.
The both of you.
That's a current
Your
problem.
power 6?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just...
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so
Whoa. Careful. Are we about to get into oil wrestling now?
keep in mind,
Huh?
I had to put all my training to get there too.
Essential oil wrestling.
Essential oil wrestling.
Lavender.
Lavender.
Who falls
I can help
asleep
with this.
first wins.
I could help with this.
That is a different...
I mean, I could test.
Lavender's supposed to
Um,
help relax.
You can
and sleep.
I
grow.
can test herbology, or
Yeah.
I can grow whatever.
Yep.
So
I can work brawling
Essential
then.
oils.
Let's go.
I'm gonna ask this. Are you guys wanting to entertain the garrison with a greased up elf and a greased up orc pawing at each other? Is that what you guys want? I'm not judging. I'm just asking
No.
about this forbidden union.
That is a future concern.
It is play day.
Okay. Be that as it may, I have an improvised appointment with the Dame Adorea.
All right. Off you go to your appointment.
Yep.
I guess they're not doing it.
You know what? It's on the back burner. I'm helping the goblins with do their thing.
Okay. Yeah.
I mean, I stuck around long enough to see if this was going to be a thing, if I needed to start growing stuff. But once they said no, I'm going back to the breach and
I guess I'm
helping.
gonna have to learn
What a pair of
masonry
teases.
for building our
Once
foundation.
our
I was all for it.
property is
I know.
set
Another
in
day.
stone, then we can consider
Stones. Oh, we need stones for foundation.
No.
Strong foundation.
it's a saying,
There's-
set in stone, meaning like the deal is done.
Yeah.
There's literally rubble everywhere.
I start getting rocks for foundation.
Okay. You can be gathering rocks. That's peachy keen. You've been gathering rocks since you
Yeah.
got all the timber.
To be clear, Pocket isn't even helping out with this until we get a for sure answer.
Oh, I was wondering about that. Okay, so let's resolve that.
Yeah.
Okay, you're off to see Aerith.
Yep.
You see Aerith. Oh, what do you want?
Hey,
You haven't been summoned yet.
no,
Where's you know,
your future husband?
I mean,
I think you guys would be quite a pair. But I don't know where he is. He hasn't gotten killed yet, don't worry.
You send him by.
Oh, I will. Maybe I'll even find some flowers to send with him. Or a bottle of alcohol. Whichever you prefer.
What do you want?
I came to see about the legality of claiming a plot of land within the city walls. In that we had discovered a trio of destroyed workshops and are interested in rebuilding one of them. And I didn't want to cause problems by claiming land prematurely.
Persuasion test time. Obstacle 5.
One of them. How we're doing?
Okay.
Time to get creative with your forks.
I have Lyric of Law, so I was going to just ask if I could fork that in since I am discussing the legality of something.
Oh, just remember that Lyric of Law is a spell.
Mm-hmm. So? I mean, it's already out that I'm a cool wizard.
A wizard.
A saint, even.
Lyric of Law. Stretching. Skill concerns itself with the nature and application of Elven law.
I want to
Groveling? Is groveling a skill?
it is, actually.
It is a skill.
Oh, jeez.
I want to suggest Soorin wise, but I think I'll just take my 4 dice.
So, if you were to... I tell you what, I will let you fork in Lyric of Law as long as you're invoking your infallible elven logic trait and you have to be condescending about it.
I'll just take my 4 dice.
Lame! Okay.
Look, I have had enough adventures within single people.
Well, there we go. Obstacle 5, we have 1 success. Go ahead.
I get a challenging test that I don't really need.
Go ahead. Build.
Okay.
I already see where this is
I'll
going.
send Leon by as soon as I see him.
You do that.
I was just asking a question.
I'm not mad.
I'm gonna leave.
You sure about that, Twinkle Toes?
Should I stay?
Just asking. Anything else you need?
That was the only question I had so far.
Alright, off you go.
Thank you. Hey, so we can't build on this land.
That wasn't what I told you.
I know.
That's their problem. I already started.
Yeah.
I claimed it too. See? Mine.
I've had a very
Good. Tills.
condescending, go ahead and build whatever you want. Try it answer from the Dame Adorea, and it seemed like a challenge. Like, by doing this, we would be challenging the Viceroy Velthuria to come and kick us out, and I don't really feel like kicking the nest.
Out of curiosity, did you by any chance propose that it be more like, not so much our abode, but like an ambassadorial building? So where if there was questions, the goblins could maybe ask us instead of asking them, and we could, you know, keep them from the mundane things that maybe we could take care of? Since we're already kind of the ambassadors to them already, it wouldn't be so much as, you know, us setting up shop, more of us becoming like a nice cushion barrier.
So in other words, a human goblin friendship center.
Yeah!
That is a fantastic idea.
I mean, did they really have goblins showing up to the keep?
My culture,
all
heads
the
on
time?
spikes, a thing?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, so I start marking my territory now with heads on spikes.
Where are you getting the heads?
Where are you getting a head?
There's dead bodies, yeah.
No,
It's been
no,
months and months.
Yeah, those
There's
are.
skulls, yeah.
You can probably
Yeah.
find some skulls. Sure.
Yep, it works for me.
All right, there you go. Yep, you have found some skulls. Love what you've done with the place.
Hey,
Why don't you
Owen,
just
get
pee on
fucking
it too?
Do not encourage him.
I mean... Oh,
You know he will.
and it's a must. I will
You've
find a
probably
tub
done it already.
scavenging too from one of the other houses because I need to bathe.
Okay.
But we have no walls, so
I
we can
don't
do it in front of
care.
everyone.
That's their problem.
So anyone walking by is going to get a show.
They shall quake in fear at his greatness.
Mm.
Intimidated by his superior quality spear. And the weapon, too.
I never said I didn't keep the weapon with me or near me.
And to be clear,
It's
I'm
a
having
dick
like this
joke.
conversation as like I'm hauling things of rubble out of the breach out to them.
Yeah, and I'm just like walking by your side, not really helping. I even have my like wax tablet open, just like, yeah, no.
Yeah. Did you? I mean, you didn't by any chance. You totally didn't lead with the fact that this may be valuable in any way. Like, you didn't tell them these were shops. You just said, hey, listen, there's like 3 plots of land that we want, right?
I told him I only wanted one of the plots. I was starting small. I was dreaming small.
I mean, maybe forthcoming
Maybe you go talk.
on one half and reel it back on the other half. Hey, we want these 3 plots. Oh no, there's nothing there but, you know, damaged buildings. There's totally nothing of interest there whatsoever. We didn't find shops that had stuff in it.
I don't think I mentioned they were workshops.
You did. Would you like to go and see Dame Adorea again?
I don't.
Yes.
Pocket is
Sure,
free
why
too.
not? I will go see the Dame Adorea.
Okay.
Bring
And
alcohols with.
do you know what I'm going to bring her?
Alcohols. Made from your apples.
Are you going to make her a present?
Apple whiskey.
I'm going to make her a really nice wood beer mug,
Okay.
and I'm going to bring a bushel for later that she can use of elderberries. I got elderberries earlier on so that I could use the berries to make my own
Diet.
bushes and to do stuff with.
Yep.
So they can make elderberry wine.
Have I found
On
any
their own.
candles?
Do you what?
Have I found any candles scavenging and stuff?
Sure. You can have some candles.
So they got to go in the skulls so the eyes light
Oh, I
up.
figured they'd go around the bathtub, but...
Well, no, I might have a couple there.
I mean, are you sure you don't want like some lavender to sprinkle in the water there?
I just need to be clean.
I just have this image of Crag taking a bath with rose petals floating on the layer, and he's
no.
just like...
Cucumbers over his eyes.
Can't have
On the cover of a book.
That'd be hilarious.
He's even got the whole face thing going on.
Yep.
The whole mask. The
Oh
whole
my
mud
goodness.
mask and cucumbers. Is Trent bald on the top of the head?
Yep.
Okay, so no curls in the hair.
Yep. Bald.
Yep.
And green.
Maybe.
Yeah, Craig's got reason he shaves his head bald, but he's
Craig
got
don't even know what that reason is, but okay.
It's in your backstory.
Crag didn't read his backstory. Crag don't need to know what he didn't know.
I don't need to know what I don't know.
Yeah, so I've got like a bushel of berries, and I'm making a really nice mug.
Okay. So let's see. An obstacle for that. Crafting a simple box would be an obstacle too. So if you're trying to make this nice, I'm going to say that's an obstacle 3.
Okay.
And if you want to grow, so the thing with growing berries or any, like, unless you've been cultivating those ahead of time, it is going to take a while. If you want to go on like a walk outside of town and induce nature to offer these things to you, then we can do that in an afternoon.
Okay, because
And
like
that'll
I've
be-
got the berries already. I was going to use the
Oh,
seeds
you already
of the
have the
berry.
berries.
Yeah. Where we went somewhere and they had bushels of elderberries and we had a whole discussion about
right.
I think we got
being
those on the way to find
poisonous.
Right.
the trader humans.
Yeah, yeah,
Right.
yeah. I had gotten a whole bunch then.
How long are berries good for? Because that was like 2.5 months ago.
I dried them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
It's a real pocket likes for plants.
Pockets. The pockets.
Pockets.
She's a shady dealer, but she opens her coat and it's just plants.
Instead of watches.
Yep.
I would like to have those hip, the bags that strap on your hips that look like holsters, and kind of tucked different places. Left bank.
Okay. So
Alright, so-
you are rolling You're rolling phytomancy to create this thing. Obstacle 3.
Yep.
Hopefully, because you only have one more deed. So
This is
be
a
careful.
3, not a 2.
I know. Yeah, I have 3.
you can work carefully.
I will work carefully. That
Okay.
gives me
One more.
one more. Okay.
Okay.
Because Crag's already done all this work and I feel really bad.
Mhm.
if this
And also remember, a week is 10 days.
yeah.
But that took you a long time to haul all this.
I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Baby, and those are open!
Okay. So go on.
2 more.
2 more!
So you have a 5 on a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
I do. Yeah, I do. Where was that earlier?
Saving up so you could spend all your Eartha.
So now you want to go see Aerith?
Yes.
Okay.
Did you want a wingman?
Yeah, if you want to come
I
along.
thought you said you didn't want to see her.
I'm intimidated by her, but my sense of
Okay.
So I don't know.
camaraderie is greater than my dread.
Your granny dread?
Yep.
Okay.
Shaq
Okay.
is good. He has good head.
I
You let him know. Just say that right
This-
into the camera.
This is
Thanks for the
medieval
good head,
times, so we
Shaq.
might be talking like a no denture adventure.
Look what you did. You did this. No one else did it. You did this. This is all your fault.
I accept it.
Yeah. Yeah.
It even stretches out.
It's supposed to. So,
So there's some flexibility to the head.
yeah.
Mhm.
Well, right on. Okay.
Okay.
So, you go see Edorea.
Good thing they weren't gushers.
Okay.
And you find her It's towards the end of one of the days of the week, and
Yeah, why not? Okay.
and
What's that make you? Fruit by the foot?
This is all just
Delicious extra large. You can really taste the power.
We're good. We're good.
you sure?
I'm good.
We're totally good.
Laughter is the mind killer. It passes through me.
I mean, so do those pickles. But
Pickles.
okay, so we go up to Dame and Rhea.
Yeah, you sure do.
Sure do.
You find she's in the dining hall.
Okay.
She's sitting alone. She's eating.
Oh. Good morrow, miss.
Sit down. What do you want?
Oh, this is for you.
What's this?
It's a drinking tankard.
Well,
We
yeah,
thought
but
since we had alcohol now, you could have an official cup to drink it out of.
like she, you can tell she immediately appreciates the level of craftsmanship, and she's like, it seems so like small, but I could tell it seems bigger on the inside. Thanks.
And a bushel of elderberries. Maybe you can find someone that knows how to make wine. It's not me, but maybe someone here does.
What else do you want?
Oh, I was told that the topic of us having a plot of land in town was brought up.
Yeah.
And wasn't sure the extent to which that discussion was
What did I
had.
tell you?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I told you to go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm just here to take notes.
We were just wondering if we could hammer a few details about it. And I'm looking at you because I was not told the word "go ahead" was used.
As Craig's out there building.
What details? What do you want?
Maybe something official that could designate the three plots that we have aside as like maybe a go-between between the goblins and the keep, so they're not disturbing you for mundane things.
Persuasion test.
I have persuasion.
Obstacle 5.
Persuasion. Hello, Mr. There, that came with me.
I believe that, a sort of miniature friendship embassy would be greatly beneficial to this long-term alliance. Take a help or die. Suggestion
Or die?
for...
You can tape it help or die because I'm not with you.
Does she get any situational bonuses for coming with gifts?
You do get a 1 die bonus for the gift.
There you go.
Okay.
Pick the right ones.
Here we go.
Okay.
2.
We're 2/5 of the way there. You did one better than me.
Use the fate.
I'm just going to throw this out there. You might actually get into a fight at some point. You might want some of that Artha. Like, I could be wrong. Perhaps you guys are going on the pacifist playthrough, but
We are on session 8
Right.
of this game. We have not gotten into... We, excluding Crag, have not gotten into a single physical altercation.
except for the siege.
Except for Crag and the scripted siege moment, we have not gotten into a physical altercation.
So, anyways,
Haggling wouldn't help here at all.
how are you haggling? It could help. How are you haggling? And so
The benefit of
you have already rolled your dice.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if haggling were going to help, it would be part of the die pool that you built before you rolled.
Too late.
Too late.
Okay, we're too late. I have 2 successes.
So she'll say, "It will be official. Go ahead and build."
I'm just
Don't.
here to take notes.
Make me say it twice.
I, quite honestly, was not told the answer was.
It doesn't matter to me.
Okay.
Thank you for the gifts.
Did tell you the answer. It was in the affirmative, but in a very condescending way.
The goblin woman, Corliet, or whatever her name is, she already has a working relationship with the Viceroy, so an embassy is not necessary. There will be something official forthcoming.
Awesome.
Would you like to know what it is?
Absolutely.
Taxes.
Do elves have taxes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do they have a way to success to get the revenue to pay said taxes? Or
Who?
the goblins right now I've been helping them all week trying just to.
I'm not
The
talking about the
residents.
goblins.
Oh.
I'm talking about you on your lot. You're paying taxes on the land.
Sounds
It's
bad.
the prince's land.
I've never owned land before, so this is a whole new thing to me. I'm used to going from point A to point B, job to job.
This isn't about the Corliet and the Viceroy. They have their own things working out. You want to live in the city? Fine, you pay taxes. Welcome to Soorin.
I've heard of taxes. I'm pretty sure, especially with Leone.
Do you want me to explain them
What
to
do-
you on the way out? I can give you a very detailed rundown on
Maybe.
the
How?
on the whole economy,
How
actually.
much are taxes? What are taxes based on?
So
I know I've heard of this word, but I'm not
in
sure I know how
this
this works out.
sense, it's kind of however much the important person wants for any specific place of land, which is going to multiply by the amount of lots we claim. So if we claim all 3, that's going to be a lot of taxing.
I have a feeling this is more of the question for the human than.
Elves have taxes.
This is a you pinky concept. For us, price is price.
Are
You charge 2 for furs, you pay 2 for furs.
So are you asking a question of Velthuria or Edorea or?
She's dismissed us, right?
Yeah, she's
Okay, no, I'm not asking her any questions. She's like, go away.
Pretty sure it's probably a conversation we're having on the way back, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna find our resident human merchant.
I'm so glad that it's been about 6 days and you're realizing you have not seen Leon for about 6 days.
My guess is he was probably tied to her bed. So
The last time that you saw him, you did not smell her on him, and you did not smell him on her.
he would be down by the river if we haven't seen him.
In a van.
Unmarked windowless van.
So would a workshop
What's a van?
of
Vanguard.
a property the size of a workshop housing 3 to 4 individuals, would that count as effectively a small business or a
So,
family?
are you looking for what the lifestyle obstacle is going to be?
I'm looking at accounting skill to calculate the taxes like an estimate.
We have a smart human.
We
for
also
this.
need spot for horses and buggy that we ride in.
So basically, depending on the level of development that the lots have, at least one of you is getting a +1 obstacle to your next and future lifestyle maintenance tests.
That is not as bad as it
However,
could be.
as you claim the second and the third lot, like with actual visible improvement, then either one person gets a 2 obstacle
Or it's
bump,
spread out.
or it is spread out between all of you.
Okay.
Well,
And as you build improvements, it's whichever is more sensible. Either you get taxed based on, or your lifestyle maintenance is based on what the table says in the book for lifestyle maintenance. If it says like obstacle 6 because that's kind of what you're living, or I just bump up the obstacle. Whichever one seems to make more sense. I probably won't hit you guys too hard, but at the same time, story comes from failed tests.
Yeah.
I figured there's 4 of us
Plus 2 horses.
plus 2 horses.
And a buggy.
3 plots ain't bad.
Let's dream small and start small.
You need place to fix things, yes?
Need a workshop,
I
Tanny
need
places.
a garden.
And live in a workshop.
garden.
We need,
So, yeah. Work metal,
we need 6 plots.
garden.
All this stuff they keep going, I just increase the amount of plots.
Okay.
You can. You guys could build yourself a palace right there in the middle of the ruin.
No, how we just
Let's
stick with 3? We'll stick with the 3.
rationalize.
So-
we can have one
3. I already cleared 3.
multi-function, non-professional workshop. You know, it's not optimized, but it's got tools for multiple things. We can stitch a house onto the side. It won't be pretty. It might not be comfy, but you could sleep there. And then, how much of a garden do you need? Do you need like
There's 4 of us to eat.
a bunch of garden,
And I need
or
pickles.
do you want more like window planters, or a roof garden?
Every available surface.
We need 3. Minimum. We need stable for horse.
Possible that you guys might even need a staff to make sure nobody steals your stuff while you're away.
Yeah,
That
help us
and we
maintain
could
it.
charge stable fees if one of the plots of land is stables.
And if we end up renting that out to somebody.
And then we're adding to the economy.
Yeah.
Oh. We need 6 plots. now.
So
3. We're sticking
They
with
keep adding
3.
stuff so I increase the plots for
3.
everything they have.
No, we're doing 3.
semi-related, there is a specific building at my college that is both a classroom and a gigantic greenhouse. And so, walls inside of it are just completely covered in plants.
If we have stable, metalworking workshop, I get my garden in the back. There
Mhm.
are 4 of us. We can
We can fit that on
3 plots.
3.
3 to 6.
3 to 6.
3. I'm limiting us to 3.
I was thinking of
Well, they're
2.
arguing about this. I'm starting to claim 3 more plots. I pound it in and put mine.
You know, Crag, you have to pay for that yourself.
Whatever.
Okay.
Money doesn't much to Craig.
So,
We don't have enough boar's heads for these.
also just so you know, the most crass people built their dwellings on top of their workshops.
That was my idea.
So
I'm not of most craft people.
that you're not. Right on.
I claim 3 more slots.
So are you building anything?
Back.
What?
Are you guys building anything in this 10-day period?
Well, I was clearing,
You were clearing.
so I'm pretty much stuck
So,
clearing.
let's do this one lot at a
hide.
time and see how much we can fit onto each one as we progress.
I made my basil.
Uh-huh.
I've been helping the
We'll
goblins
just tell Leon to figure it out.
build their abodes.
Okay.
And
Work
I
his charm,
negotiate
sleep his way to the
3
top.
lots.
To not pay taxes.
Whenever you see him. Because on that 10th day, you're getting a summons.
While I'm helping building the goblin houses,
Yeah.
I think I might mention having maybe a couple of the goblins come check out the work houses, because they were
Which workhouses?
our plots of land, our 3 workshops.
Because you haven't built anything on them.
Right.
They're just
I want
flat.
them to come in and take a look, because they were builders, right? They worked on seasons and stuff. I mean, I could make trees grow, intertwine, whatnot, but these are builders that would know how hefty we have to make the second floor if that thing wants to go up there.
Okay. So you want to get them to build it for you while you're away.
Or just kind of help direct us a little bit, because I feel like they would be more knowledgeable than myself.
Okay.
Basically, getting
Them to
architect
design.
planners.
Architects.
Yeah, designers.
Okay. Okay. Sounds like you're... Do you want to talk to any of them in particular?
Have I seen any as of yet that I recognize from Kogular? Now that I am good with them and good with their Great One, I've probably seen a wider mass than I had seen before.
So there's a very specific place here that talks about something like this.
I mean, I have a reputation in Kogular.
I see. Because I was thinking...
What's the primary resource we want to use for the house?
What I was gonna make it out of
Sticks and
wood.
rocks.
What it is.
I was going to make it out of wood. I was going to try to grow what I
Foundation needs to
could.
be rock. Maybe 3 feet up from the bottom up.
So...
Stone floor.
I'm gonna point you at this thing on your character sheet called circles.
Yep.
You asked me, have I seen any of the goblins that I recognize from Kogular? I don't know. Have you seen any of the goblins that you recognize from Kogular? Let's put together a die pool.
Okay.
Okay, so you want somebody from the same city that you're from, but has a significantly different occupation.
Yes.
Architect versus mercenary. Okay, so that brings it from a 1 to a 3. They're going to be in a higher class because they're educated, so that turns it into a 5. They have disposition or knowledge common to the circle. That's fine. That'll stay a 5. And you want to find them urgently or whenever?
Whenever, as I'm bringing in materials, I
Okay.
can just keep an eye out.
Okay.
I mean,
So the difference is going to be, if you find them urgently, you'll find them before you get summoned. If you find them whenever, you'll put word out and you'll hear after a while. However long that while is. So that's up to you. So this is the difference between an obstacle 5 and an obstacle 6 circles test.
I also suppose since I'm one of the ones helping bringing in building materials, I'm working directly with.
You can have a
Builders.
+1 circumstance bonus.
Okay.
Okay, so that's fine.
I will name each plot. One of all of our names plus 1 for peanut butter and 1 for flapjack. Whatever the other horse's name is.
Biscuit.
Flapjack.
Biscuit and gravy, flapjack, whatever.
If you're hungry,
So it says
make you
mine,
breakfast.
and then biscuit, and then mine, and then I'll have Leon's name underneath it, and so on.
I appreciate how it's not
Yeah,
Crag's,
I'm-
it's mine.
I'm just
yeah.
gonna do this
Craig should just say
offhandedly.
mine.
I'm just gonna mention while I'm helping bringing supplies in
So whenever.
that we got these 3 plots of land.
No, it's 6 now.
3 plots of land. We only got permission for 3.
Obstacle 5.
Okay.
And you'll find somebody. And this is the wonderful thing about circles chess. You'll find somebody.
Might not be a good somebody. Alright, so I've got a +1 of 1 die relationship.
Do you have a reputation to use?
Yeah, I have a reputation in Kogular.
But you do have a reputation in Kogular, that's right.
Sure.
Yeah, I literally just have 3. I have 3 dice!
For an obstacle 5.
Yup.
Is there maybe another way that you want to go about this?
The only thing I
To
could,
her name, to the
all I could do is talk to Quariette.
You can talk to Quarliette. You can maybe get her to help.
Oh yeah, I got a situational, so that was 4.
You could, instead of using your own reputation, you could seek out a famous architect and use their reputation. This is a thing. It's kind of like, if you're looking for Hulk Hogan, you can kind of be like, hey, you know where Hulk Hogan is? Everyone's heard of Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
So you can use his reputation or her reputation to find them. But
oh, I see what you're saying.
just bear in mind, if you fail, you now have a very well-reputed goblin architect that really does not like you for some reason. So it's a trade.
I'm just gonna ask Quariette.
Okay. Yeah. Persuasion test. Or tell me how you are recruiting her help.
Just asking her. Just, hey, we got 3 plots of land.
6.
3 plots of land that we got permission for.
Oh, maybe she hasn't seen the other 3. Because they're all marked.
I know you guys are busy right now, building your own stuff. But as a possible joint hub later on, if you could take a look at the plot and see what their opinion is on us making it more than one story. I think I was gonna use my gift to help build as much as I could, but that can only go so far.
So, unless you're going to give me a roll, and it sounds like from the words that you used, you're trying to persuade her.
Persuade her, yeah.
So, either you're giving me a roll for how you're persuading her, or how effective that persuasion is, or I'm just going to answer you.
Okay, I'm persuading.
Okay? Obstacle 3.
I'm gonna open that persuasion up.
I really was trying to give you guys a fight.
You were?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah.
Aerith isn't. I am.
In town?
No.
No.
So I'll go pick one.
I made it.
You made it.
I made it. I made it. I actually made it.
Happy day.
Wonders may never cease. For what you have done for the Kurzor, I will draw the plans up myself.
Wow.
Thank you.
It will take time. We are very busy, but
Yeah, no, I don't want to impede. We're actually probably, I don't know how long we're going to be in town. Just, if you can send people once in a while to make sure that no one...
there's nothing on it right now, is there?
No.
There is.
And
There's
I'm
a
pretty
bathtub.
sure Crag has probably peed on every surface there is and marked it as his own.
There is a tub.
But,
There is
yeah.
a tub.
Get that visual in your head.
I'm not there. There is something on it. Oh, and there's some skulls.
As I
Marking
can
it.
spare some people, we will go look at it, and I will draw the plans up myself. It's just going to take time.
Yeah, of course.
So, okay, let me make note of that.
When they show up, there will be 6 signs.
I know that there will be 6 signs.
We got permission for 3. We're only doing 3. I'm only helping with 3.
I'm only helping as much as is required as we note the progress, but at a limit of 3.
I heard 6.
Your math is wrong.
Who says I have math skills? I don't have anything on my sheet that says math.
10 days later, you do get a summons. And it is for an audience with Velthuria.
Well, that's kind of important.
Clean up and go.
Clean up and go.
Okay, I clean up. I go to my bath.
Mm-hmm.
Get ready for my bath to clean up.
Let's be clear. By this point, I have like orchestrated hanging plants to go around this thing.
What are they hanging on?
Nothing.
Trees. I don't know. I made like 4 poster trees with vines, just like mossy green vines, willows, something.
So to get you guys to some measure of violence, fine.
I'm not sure if just everybody wants to see that from the street.
Maybe they do, maybe
From
they don't.
the street. You're coming by, you got all this dust kicked up, and you see that
So,
marinating in
you
a
clean
tub.
up, and you present yourselves to Eterea in the map room.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Is that where she's at?
That's where she's at. Eterea kind of shoos everyone out. Some of the other nobles are kind of sour about it. The only one that stays is Lady Covert of House Arladran. The really surly one. So
That's not really
Velthuria comes down from the throne and sits at the map table and says, just be at ease. Approach.
I already pick up this might be a weird situation.
How may we serve your grace?
So there is the other house that previously held the crown of Soorin, the Varyadrans.
That's right.
Did they not, the ones that attacked already?
No, those were the ones that had, we believe, fled very far south.
To Clinda.
And which were a previous concern of ours until we were redirected to the goblins.
So the House Rodovan fled into Aklenda, as did House Tyravan. House Varyadran has gone to Keata. And there you will go to Keata, and you will kill every last member of House Varyadran.
This has escalated greatly.
How many of them are there?
There are 7 members of the house, but they are a noble house. They have their soldiers at arms, and they are under the protection of the Crown of Keata, with its own regiment and its own walls.
Oh.
Because they have been hiding behind the labors of Wyval and the misfortune of Soorin and Ardara, they are untouched by the war. Which means your kind is unfamiliar to them. Your kind is unfamiliar to them anyways. And your friend Leone is away on a separate task.
No good, he's not dead.
He's not dead.
On success, no tax.
What?
He lives another day for you to try and eat him.
Not talking about Leon.
I believe Crag is trying to reduce the cost of our new property.
New abodes.
Ah. Yes, I heard about that.
I don't know what that word is, but no tax.
You will be rewarded for success.
Tax isn't a thing
Thank you.
we're familiar with. But it was explained quite well to me.
Not to me.
I can tell you all about it on the way.
He ain't gonna listen.
I can
You can talk.
talk at you about it on the way.
Yeah.
Cotton goes in the ears. How far right is
So,
Given that we are, the trio of us, grossly outnumbered, even without Voladran's house guards and the Keita,
this,
whatever they provide, do you have any suggestions for how we approach this, or are we receiving any extra supplies or reinforcements for this endeavor?
So, let me explain something to you. When one group hires somebody to kill specific people from another group, that's called an assassination.
So we're approaching Cloak and Dagger.
You're approaching it however it gets done.
to be quite honest, I may
Do we
be
care
a little
about anything
familiar
else in
with
that
this
town?
kind of work. This
So-
is a stealth mission.
That's a good question.
I suppose that is a good question.
Because how much chaos can Crag cause?
Hypothetically, if the entire crown family of Keita also died, that would involve a bonus for you. I don't have their complete membership information available to me. You could probably find that there.
How large is Keita? Is it comparable to Soorin or Wyvil?
It is comparable to Soorin. Wyvil is a larger city.
Okay. So still
So
a
currently or previously?
Before the war.
so a significant settlement, but less significant than it could be.
20 or 30,000 people in Keita.
This is a significant task. But your will is our command.
Good answer.
Wait a minute. Leon's not here. I was sworn to protect him.
I have sent Leone away on another task.
So is my duty with him done?
The oath to which you are bound is in service of the crown, and here I represent the will of the crown.
So it's done. I can eat him.
If you would like to change a belief,
To eat Leon?
to update your understanding of the oath, if you read what you have for your oath belief,
Despite
wanna-
the fact that Pocket keeps trying to explain it to him.
if you want to update your understanding of that, you can get a persona point. Do
Well-
you need any assistance, or can I entrust this with you?
Strips of linen. We're gonna need a lot of strips of linen.
We'll need extra supplies.
See the quartermaster.
Thank you.
Yours and my skin color thought to become a bigger problem than it usually is.
I have no problem with my skin color.
You're
Look,
beautiful.
See?
But not everyone
we're
else
going,
thinks
they
that.
will. You just need to put on a hat and cover your ears and your hair.
I'll just color my hair or something else.
Let's go to the bathtub and have a discussion. I got plan.
I'll cast my hair coloring charm to go from purple to like black.
Okay.
I just look at him like,
I'm still calling you Petalhead.
Okay, I like flowers.
And I don't want to talk to you while you marinate in your own juices.
I didn't say I was going to take a bath. I said, let's go. Because I don't have a chair to sit in. I have a bathtub. It's all I found so far.
First, let's go to the quartermaster.
Yes.
Then, we will discuss our trip outside since we don't have...
Maybe we cut.
Oh fuck, how are we getting there?
Yeah, we're gonna have to walk.
Ow!
Because... we're walking.
But we should have a plan. Because we may need supplies based on that plan.
Yeah. So, politely, Crag, you are very mighty and strong, and I am sure you would have no issues felling a score of men, but
This
It's
is a
only-
stealth mission.
this is a sneaky mission.
Who says I don't have a sneaky plan?
Do you have a plan in mind?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Craig had planned mine for goblins too, but
I am excited to hear your plan.
How
so
many of us are going to get killed because you're...
We'll do threat assessment after we hear it.
so we get there.
Step 1.
Step 1. 2. Might take a day or 2 or 3, but figure out where their food supplies come from. This one grows crap called poison that goes in food to house. House dies. We go into next house. While they're rotting away there, we have a place to stay and plan the next house to drop.
It's not even direct violence. I'm really impressed by that.
I'm really trying to hand you guys a fight, but you guys don't seem to want it. But
Oh,
okay.
no.
We
I'm
gotta
trying
travel
to get
there
to the
yet.
quartermaster. I'm walking and talking to the quartermaster.
So
Or Craig breaks on the door and just kills everybody.
we need
I'm fine with that too.
materials for stealthy outfits.
We're going to need a lot of strips of linen.
Like a disguise, if you will.
Yeah.
Disguises.
You're going to need
I put mud on my face. I am
gloves.
disguised.
And see, I've heard of this tactic before, and I might have used it once or twice, but there's these things called lepers, and they are wrapped and bound and have their skin covered.
You
And
don't
I've heard
think-
of assassins using this technique before.
Cowards.
So passing as lepers in the city.
People leave you alone. They give you wide berth. They want nothing to do with you. You are pretty much invisible.
I've heard like 2 great ideas in the last 10 minutes, and
This
I'm
was
really
in-
impressed.
This was in book 3.
This was the book 3. Hence, I've heard of assassins using this before.
So, disguises,
Smash and kill.
possibly transportation, hoping bigly. I would like a breastplate. But that may
From
be a
what?
tall order.
From a human, I go get you one.
Don't.
No smash.
Here's his breastplate, like the
No smash.
torso, ribs, and
We found an entire amount of knives, but I'm
You
assuming
did.
the armor was.
Crumpled and rusted.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of a wonder that the spear was had survived so well.
Maybe it's destined for greatness.
We could even call it a spear of destiny, but that would be kind of charged.
The spear of Longinus.
Okay, quartermaster.
Quartermaster. Oh, there you are. Hey, coffee.
At the very minimum, require
jealous.
linen for
Caffeine.
No caffeine.
3.5 disguises.
It's been a struggle. And it's been withdrawals.
Really? Oh, that's so awful.
So, yeah.
Kicking caffeine was the worst.
Well, it's only until Tuesday. Then I'm back on the horse.
Oh, okay.
I usually have one in the caffeine in the morning. I get up and go, and then pretty much none all day. But I haven't been able to have it because I have to have labs on Tuesday morning. 10 days without.
That sucks.
Mm-hmm.
So, quartermaster, we have a list. Hand it over.
We do have a list.
Figure out how we're getting out of town.
What's your list?
Horses.
The list is effectively 3 disguises, which is just,
Okay.
linens.
Materials for disguise. Check.
Rations. Foods.
I think we'll be fine on that.
Oh.
I think we'll be fine on rations.
Horses. 3.
Can they part with horses?
That might be a resources test.
How much of one?
How much indeed for a riding horse?
That'd be a good size riding horse.
For you, for sure.
Okay, so less than 5.
Riding or draft horse, obstacle 3. Small
We-
cart, obstacle 3.
Let's just do the horses. Well, knowing us, we're probably going to do looting and stealing. We can do that on horses.
You guys?
I know! Does anyone want to help with resources?
So, if it's horses for all 3 of you, that's going to bump it to an obstacle 4.
Okay.
Yeah, I can help with resources.
And you'll help.
Yeah.
And Crag is helping because Crag is a cash and die.
I'll even say that one of those horses can be pulling a cart for an obstacle 4. That's fine. If you... Up to you. Make an obstacle 4 and you
I'll
can
take
tell
that.
me... Okay. It's a small cart, though. It's not the Rolls
Not
Royce.
a party cart, more like a...
It's like a chariot type.
Yeah. Yeah. Holy
My
fuck.
God.
Well, color me fucking pink.
We got horses in a cart.
You can open them.
Wow.
I
Maybe we
could.
get a
can?
party cart.
You can.
I have fate, sure.
Did
And
one
3
of us
sixes.
like save the quartermaster during the siege or something? Oh my god.
That's another 6. Okay. So we are at 5, 6, 7 successes.
On a 4.
Happy day.
Okay. So...
So what do I need to go from 0 to a 1 resource?
You got it.
You got it.
You have one already.
Yeah.
So you lose the cash and die, but you get the 1 resource.
Yep.
Craig Rich.
So... you guys have a choice.
Coincidentally, my resources also advances.
You can do the 3 riding horses and a cart. One of those riding horses can be a superior quality in some way, or maybe Crag can have a war mount, or you guys let me know what you want to do. Bear in mind, just because you have a war mount doesn't necessarily mean you know mounted combat. And so that could be something that you might work on over the next...
So if the horse is already trained for the combat, that's half the challenge done.
It is.
Let's get Crag a war mount. And
If
if he
he
doesn't
wants
want
Let's
to...
get Crag a horse that we're not going to injure the horse with him riding it.
Or you can take 2 riding horses, a draft horse, and another pimp wagon.
We only need one wagon.
You only
Yeah.
need 1 pimp wagon?
Yeah.
One wagon, 3 horses. Let's give him the larger horse.
Up to you.
It's just... basically get horse insurance for his mount. Make sure he's got something really big and sturdy.
Alright.
Yeah.
Sounds like a war horse.
It is a war horse.
A war horse... Okay. I guess that, yeah. A horse is big and sturdy. It might even come with a fancy comparison.
And saddle and tack and all that stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that 2 riding horses or 1 riding horse, 1 horse and cart with a war horse?
The last one you just said.
Horse and cart.
Horse
with
and
a war
cart,
horse.
4 horse, regular horse.
Okay. So that's how you're getting there. I guess.
6 plots. We now have 5 horses. And extra cart. Craig math.
I mean, hey, we wanted to settle and expand. That would have eventually involved getting a cart for some part of a business.
Yeah,
So this is just investing.
Yeah.
of course.
We
Okay.
have constructed this plan. It looks like there's either a path or road leading more or less from Soorin towards the general Keita area.
Yeah. Let's see.
The world map is right behind that one.
How far is it?
It's a ways.
3 months.
Yeah, that'll take you 3 months to get to Keita, I think.
Oh.
Months.
Yikes.
And then I remember we talked about Churidan before. So if you're going to go into Churidan in northern Aklenda, then
That is like
that'd be
one
another
more month.
45 days.
Yeah.
So we have 4.5 months.
Well, you've got 3 months to get to that. It's going to take you to get to Keita.
Right.
You can maybe shave some time off that if you make the appropriate margin of success.
Considering I do not have ride open,
Yep.
I believe
Yeah. Slow
we
and
shall
steady.
get there
When you get
when
there.
we get there.
Alright, so we have our horses, we have
Right,
our cart, we have our supplies.
The plan was
Poisons.
to ride the most of the way to Kato.
I'm going to have to pick up
Supplies.
supplies as far as poisons go if you're wanting me to have poisons.
Well,
Like hemlock or
So you need to forage those.
yeah.
Okay.
We can do that on the way, I think. Probably.
Yeah.
Sometime in the next entire seasons, because
Yeah.
bear in mind we're at the end of spring. You're going to be on the road for the majority of the summer.
Yep.
Which lucky for me is when most of the stuff buds anyway.
Yeah.
poinsettia.
We're gonna get the most of the way to
Those are
Kato.
gonna be yeah.
Find somewhere to hitch our horses,
Early
like
season.
outside of it.
Okay.
Well, they'd might be around now.
Infiltrate the city.
Okay.
Then find out where the house foliage is, either within or without its bounds.
Okay.
And then try and infiltrate that household and do away with them, as many as we can stealthily, but
Before we get
anticipating that we can only get so far unnoticed, and thus
It really depends on how you go about it.
that's why we have a Crag with us.
I'll make sure we're noticed.
So, let's construct a traveling test. These are so fun. So I think since you're in the cart and horse, are you not?
I'll take the cart, because I already have like one test for drive. I may as well go the whole way. I do not have stealthy.
I do.
Okay. So,
Where there's a will, there's a way.
I'm going to say this is a long trip.
Mm-hmm.
So that bumps it to an obstacle 3. You're planning on using roads?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you going to be in disguise the whole time? Because you're not going to be the only ones on the roads.
We're gonna have to.
South of the border.
You just have to have a hat on.
Yeah.
You just need to cover your ears.
Yeah.
We, on the other hand, are gonna have to be cloaked. At least.
Yeah.
Oh, I need a cool cloak.
Cool cloak? Yeah, so this summer you're gonna need a cool cloak.
Made of skin.
Okay.
It's not
That's
a
not.
cool cloak.
To
That's a hot cloak.
To me, it's cool.
A prestigious cloak. Impressive.
Made of my foes.
Can orcs see in the dark?
Yes.
Yes.
So
We travel at night.
I was gonna suggest that, since the three of us can do that.
Okay.
Them more than me, I think, but me more than Leon.
So roads. So that makes it a obstacle 4. Are you going to get there when you get there?
We're gonna get there when we get there, buddy.
Get
We're
there.
not given a time frame.
You were not given a time frame.
'Cause-
To be fair, when she hired us, she knew we didn't have any mounts, so
That, and if
We're
we have
already
a
making great
caravan
time.
coming towards us, we want to get off the road and unseen.
yeah.
So you can't fork orienteering in per se, but what you can do is establish a route, say if you had a map, and
We do.
give yourself a bonus.
I'll do an orienteering.
We
to
have
do
a
that.
map, but I do not know what that map covers. It is something that we would either have to get beforehand before we left Soorin. And considering we have no clue where we're going, I'm guessing that's what we did.
Would you like to have gotten one at the quartermaster?
I'd love to have gotten one at the quartermaster.
Okay, you have maybe 2 or even 3 if you want. 2 copies of the map.
I think that means 2 maps and like toilet paper. Okay.
And so this would be in unfamiliar land at night. Obstacle 4.
Orienteering.
Yes.
Okay. Pretty sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, or if you just the vibes are different. A map provides a 1 die bonus to orienteering.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. May I fork in geography wise?
Sure.
Okay. Obstacle 4.
Yep.
Let's go. Hey, we made it on the first try.
There we go. Okay, so you have a 1 die bonus as you share the route with your 2 compatriots for your obstacle 4 traveling test, whether you're using ride or drive. I think none of you have any of those open. So, enjoy your obstacle 8 test of, let's see.
Ride is a...
I'm checking right now. It's a will. So
Really?
enjoy your obstacle 8 will test. And then drive.
So, difficult or challenging?
Driving, will or agility?
What's your will?
Well, it's 4.
I'm gonna
Oh, this
do
is challenging
will
for
just
us,
because that
'cause
has
you need a
one more
8.
die.
Well, and if you've already started testing for opening drive, then you've already
Let me
picked.
see. Aptitude 3, so that's will. Yeah.
Okay?
So each individual making will tests for...
Yep.
Okay.
Because the thing is, no matter who rolls, you're gonna fail.
Yeah.
And
I
everyone gets,
just need to know
Well, you got
the
5
biggest
and
margin of
6.
failure.
everyone gets a +1 bonus, right, for the route?
+1.
Is that
Yes,
what
everyone gets +1 bonus because you have a route planned and understood. And 2/3 of you have a map. So I see 2, 3, 4.
We're
Wow.
halfway
I have
there.
3 successes,
3 out of 8.
and I can open it because it's a 6s. And it's a will, so it might be worth... Yeah, we'll spend a fate.
1s and 3s. I have 1 success.
Okay.
I have 3.
So how this is going so far, you are about another week outside of town, traveling to the west, and well, the south and the west, and you've crossed the River Chessa. You did that right after you got out of Soorin, and you're passing alongside the southwest woods when you are ambushed by orcs.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Get him, Crag!
So there's 10 of them. What do you want to do?
Spear in hand?
Sure.
Are they on foot or on horse?
They're on foot.
I'll even their playing field. I'll get off my horse.
Okay.
You don't want to talk to them?
I'll try that. Even while Crag is dismounting and like polishing his spear, like applying fresh wax to it, and like painting on like blood on his face, I'll go, "Hey guys,
I don't know what you're doing right
I
now.
haven't done anything yet.
we don't
I'm warming them up.
have anything worth stealing, or eating, or killing us, and really, you're actually gonna
Javelin flying.
lose more." Oh god.
2
successes?
and it's 2 6s so far.
Oh.
I will open that. 2 6s.
I think
Ooh. 2 5s.
persuasion is an automatic failure. As one of the orcs I'm addressing is like skewered like right through the nipple or something.
Hang on a second.
If I get that drop to throw.
2
Because
6s and 2
You
5s.
have javelin open.
yes,
Yeah. I thought so.
I need a disguise. There's material for disguise.
You can't just wear an orc to disguise yourself as a different orc.
I mean, you can.
Well, you can, but that's besides the point. We're trying to make you look like not an orc.
So, for a javelin, it was an OB2 to throw it at the target. You had 4 successes, so you have doubled the obstacle. So, roll a 1d6 on your die of fate, and then add 2 for doubling the obstacle.
4.
4. So it's a 6. So this is...
No, it's a 4 total.
Oh, you rolled a 2?
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, so it's a... it's a mark hit with the javelin. It's power +2, so your power is
So it's an 8.
6, so it's an 8. So that orc takes a mundane 8 wound.
Which is really bad.
Yeah, which is probably going to be a severe wound, and he's probably going to go down.
And now,
And now they're on you. What do you want to do?
I grab my spear.
You have your spear. You want to make a...
There are how many of these guys?
No,
9.
No, 9.
There's
Now
9.
9, but
Almost 9.
we're playing out the theatrics of this.
Oh boy.
You know, Crag gets... And if Aerith and Pocket want to do something too, that's fine.
Next in line.
I have got full
I am a
reinforced
close-up
leather armor,
fighter.
a heater shield, and a spear, and a dream.
Okay, so you want to fight too?
Yeah, I'll help.
Okay, so...
I've got his back.
Okay, so it's up to you whether you want to have your own fight or if you want to help.
I'll have my own fight.
Okay, you'll have your own fight, so you're taking on a couple orcs. Crag is taking on however many he wants.
All of them.
And
I'm helping.
you're helping.
Yep.
You're helping who? Crag or Aerith?
I'm actually going to try to cast Ivy on the ground in front of us as a tripping hazard. Slow them down.
So
Hopefully
you're
they'll-
trying to impose a penalty on
penalty
all
on
of them.
them. Yeah.
Okay. A debuff, if you will.
Yeah, because I have Ivy written down,
Alright.
tripping.
Always bring a druid.
Well, I figure if I can slow at least a couple of them down, they don't all hit us at once.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that's
I'm
smart.
just like vine, Ivy, trip up their feet, wrap around their ankles. Because I do not do good at distances. I'm an up-close fighter. This is something I can at least put my hands into the ground and have sprout over there.
How long has it been since we left Soorin?
10 days.
Okay.
There you are.
80 more to go. Okay, so go ahead and cast your spell,
Okay.
or employ your sorcerer, however you want to say it. Do you remember what the obstacle is for that?
For
Making your vines. Oh, there we go.
Let's see.
Obstacle 3.
alright. I'm going to send the fate. It's been persona. It's been persona. I have to switch out my dice, that's what I'm about to do.
You like that number tonight?
I
Did you roll one?
can't.
No.
3?
2s and 3s.
2s and 3s.
There's one. Nope, I didn't make it.
She got 2.
I got
Okay.
2.
Alright, well, you have expended your action. So, test time.
For positioning.
You guys want to do a fight, or do you guys want to do just a simple test?
I'm open to...
Let's do a simple test.
Do a simple test. Okay.
Okay.
So, simple versus. So, your skill versus my skill. Whoever gets the better successes. Okay. Before you roll, let's get Crag's.
7.
All right. So,
I take on a lot.
yeah, and don't forget your
Great.
your balance die for that superior quality spear too.
+1 die.
Didn't have anything.
Nonetheless, against the successes that the 3 orcs that were charging at you rendered, you're able to hew through the torso and part of the throat of one, give a quick thrust into the face of another one, and The last one closed with you, but you punched it with your shield and it went down, and you finished it off. So those 3 are gone.
So is this just a straight versus,
It's a
or is it
simple
like
versus.
attacking defense?
Simple versus.
Do I have my shield?
No, because he didn't.
Okay. I have fate.
3 versus 3. Okay, so if you have a call-on trait, that might perhaps help break this tie, maybe? Otherwise, I will render a verdict.
I don't have any.
Okay, so,
I'll spend a persona. Actually, I'll spend a fate to reroll a traitor.
okay. Ironic.
Oh, I'm stuck at 3.
Yep, so, you're able to fend them off and injure one of them. That one limps off, and when the other 2 see Crag just shred the 3 that were on him, they kind of lose nerve and start running off. And one of them does throw a javelin at Pocket.
Not Pocket.
His Pocket was unable to block them. And so, that's a +1 on the die of fate. Let me go over to the thrown weapons here. And is Pocket wearing any armor?
Yes, Pocket is.
I made her nice armor.
Okay.
I have reinforced. Nice
6 leather.
leather armor. Yeah, armor reinforced leather. It's 2.
Okay, so roll your armor. You need 2 successes.
So I just have 2.
This javelin is coming at you.
So I just have 2 dice.
And it's coming at you with a mundane 9 wound.
So, has it specified a target, or does she get to roll for torso?
So it has not specified a target because thrown weapons, I think, don't.
So you get a +1 die.
So
You can use 3 dice because we'll assume it hits you in the chest.
reinforced is how many die? You know,
2 everywhere else, but your chest always has 1 more die.
Okay. So that's just the 3.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And it's reinforced leather.
Yeah.
So
No ones.
it knocks you to the ground, but the rivets and the leather do keep that tip out of your chest. And that hurt.
Happy day.
And so there are 6 orcs that are wary of you now. Well, I'm sorry, 5 orcs that are wary of you, 1 that is limping off, and 3 that are dead. But the other 6 are not running off themselves yet. They're just... They see that you're not as easy of a target as they thought 10 on 3 would be. So, what would you like to do?
Well, there's one that just threw a javelin at her.
Yep.
He's gonna die.
Okay.
Is it going to be karmic retribution? Are you going to
Yes.
javelin him?
Nope, I'm gonna spear him.
Oh.
Okay.
Well, it's basically a big javelin.
Are you wanting to challenge him to a one-on-one?
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
I'll challenge
So
him.
you want to enter a fight, then?
Yeah, I'll challenge him.
Okay.
Crag.
All right. So then we go to fight. So first thing we do, we test for positioning. Oh, this is going to be so fun. Starting the fight, you engage weapons with the same length. So,
Mine's longer.
yours is longer, except he's drawn another javelin.
Okay.
So his is still going to be longer until he throws it.
Okay.
Your stride is the same. So I think you guys test speed.
Mm-hmm.
I got 1.
How many did you roll?
3.
So you have a difficult speed test. Right. And your actions in Volley 1 are at +1 obstacle. Until he throws that javelin. Just keep in mind what your reflexes are, because that governs how many actions you have in the entire turn by volley. And
So you get basically 1 action per volley, and then an extra action you put anywhere.
Do I have to script a block, yeah?
yeah, but you have shield training, so you can do block and strike.
Is that considered 1 action, though?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the benefit of shield training.
okay.
It's really strong.
Okay. Volley 1.
So I got block and strike, and strike.
Throw.
Okay.
So I'm gonna throw, and you're gonna block and strike me. And
So what do I roll first, my strike or my block?
So your block and strike. So they're since they're happening at the same time, you make your whole die pool and you split it into attack and defense.
Gotcha.
And you can use your shield dice, but only in the defense pool.
Yep.
Is that your defense or?
That's my strike.
That's your strike. How many successes?
I got 4 so far.
Okay.
I was thinking about opening that.
You certainly can.
4.
Okay. Let me know what your defense is.
1.
Okay. Well, that beats the 1 on my throw,
Okay.
which I needed 2 to succeed anyways.
Happy day.
Does he have armor?
He does have some armor. He has some light mail.
I'm a V3.
Okay. So I think light mail
VA 3.
is 3 everywhere, 4 on the chest. So with your 4 successes, you can either shift it to a mark hit or shift the location.
I'll go with the mark hit.
Mark hit, he's going to take it on the chest, so because that's where he's got the best chance of defeating the.
VA 3?
Yep. So in fact, that's where he's got the only chance of defeating a VA3. Oh, so close! Oh, so close. All right, he's taking that mark hit. What is a mark hit from you?
V8.
All right. Yeah, he's going down. All right.
Is he still alive?
Yeah.
Because my second part of my first volley is
Strike. Yeah. So he's down. You're gonna finish him off.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Poke.
You just finish him off. I mean,
Dead.
so and the thing with fight, you can get a whole bunch of different tests, but you can only get 1 test worth for advancement per skill. So like, you might get 8 spear tests, but you get to pick which one counts. You know, if you get like a zillion routines, but you need a challenging, you can pick that one challenging.
I'm guessing that was a routine spear.
Um.
I have 5 dice in spear.
Yeah, that was a routine. But you can get a lot of other tests that are sometimes hard to get, like speed.
Yes, the
For
speed
instance.
was nice.
Yeah.
I'll start cheering. Yeah, Crag!
Okay. So now there are 5 able-bodied orcs that seem to be a bit nervous. Would you like to chase them down and kill them?
Yep.
Okay.
Are you chasing him down?
Oh!
Okay. Opposed speed.
I see how it is.
Speed? Okay.
Can I assist him?
Sure.
Can we both run him down?
Sure.
Okay.
Roll
I'm gonna
speed.
try my vines again.
Okay. Obstacle 2,
Yep.
I think. No, 3.
Oh, be 3.
It was 3.
Be 3.
I only have a speed of 3.
Ooh, 3.
Okay.
And one of those is 6, and it's open. My sorcery's open.
Yep.
No,
Okay.
just 3.
Alright, so they lose a die as vines grab at their ankles. Ankle biters, you might call them. And I have 3 successes to run away.
I have 3 successes to keep up.
How many dice did you roll?
4.
Log another difficult test for speed. Congratulations.
I think you only need one challenging now.
Yep.
And then, let's see. I'll say that you caught another 2 that were caught in the vines and are able to, between the 2 of you especially, expeditiously skewer them. And the last one that was wounded and limping away, but the other 3 got away.
Okay.
Into the southwest wood.
They'll come back with bigger numbers.
Loot bodies?
Loot bodies.
Ah, okay.
Bodies.
So
Harvest bodies. There's a difference.
there is a difference.
I'm gonna stick to the looting part.
Okay, so they have a combination of, for the most part, reinforced leather and light mail. It has seen better days, so note it as poor quality. They do have a collection of javelins.
Javelins.
These are not good javelins. These are like... So you can take as many as another 30 javelins, but they're all poor quality.
Shit javelins. A lot of weight. No. Can I recover my 1 javelin?
Yes.
I'm happy with that.
You can recover your 1 javelin. They have assorted weapons of maces, 1 and 2-handed axes, spears. There are different varieties of long swords. Well, basically, there's the Western forward curving sword. So instead of a saber that curves back, these curve forward. And then there's a square tip, like a war cleaver or a very large falchion. But I think that's an Eastern style. So these are, of the swords that you see, they're the forward curving edge.
I'm gonna take swords and axes because that's the most metal to non-metal ratio weapons.
Okay, there's also the mail.
Yeah, and the mail.
Okay.
And you can take, like on the spears, we can just break the shafts off
Yeah.
and take the tips.
Yep.
And javelins.
Yep, you can do all that. That's fine.
Like, even...
Do they have any clan symbols, sigils?
No, they do not.
What does that mean to me?
So, the tribes are inconsistent about which ones will mark them and which ones won't, and within the tribe, only some of them are allowed to. Most commonly, it will either be they're painted on the shields, or they're carried in banners. These guys didn't have a banner, and there was a guy with a shield, but he didn't have anything painted on it.
But that doesn't necessarily mean they're not part of, or just a group of 10 roaming to ponder what they ponder.
May I please have an orc wise test, or something, or a Black Legion, or
Black
whatever,
Legion.
whatever you have.
Black Legion.
And we'll go with an
Clan
obstacle.
wise?
That works. We'll go with obstacle 2.
I got 1 success.
Yeah. These guys are just very far out for raiding.
Okay.
The one that struck me with the javelin, I would rip out one of his tusks
Okay.
and just pop it in my pocket.
Okay. Tusk pocket.
Tusk pocket.
Chest pocket.
Do you want one of them or you want both of them?
Nope. I got 1 tusk from one of the ones that you
Do you need a
did
tusk
before.
necklace?
I have a tusk for this one.
No.
need
This
a
one
tusk
tried to take a
necklace.
piece out of me.
No.
I took a piece out of him.
I prefer a flower necklace.
Okay. On the back of them, I carved flower and give it to him on necklace. So it's made out of skin.
The most passive aggressive work you can ever contrive.
Thank you, Crag. It's lovely.
And then I carved hunks of meat out of them. Hungry?
So I'm having loaded the cart. I'm gonna get back on the road. And
You want to keep going.
uh-huh.
Do you?
How long has it been? I mean, what time of day is it?
On the 10th day on the road, it can be mid-afternoon.
I mean, we been riding at night?
Oh, right. You've been riding at night. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. So it's night.
Okay. Do we need to stop for her wound?
She
I didn't
wounded.
I didn't get
Oh,
wounded.
you blocked it. That's right. Okay. Well, I mean, I can harvest some meat for when we rest.
So you're gonna just throw it over the horse or on the cart or something, and then deal with it when you rest?
Or just take a leg.
All right. So you hack off a leg.
Yeah.
Or 3.
Yep.
All right.
So we've gotten everything of value.
Mm-hmm.
You've gotten some meat.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got trophies.
I got a tooth. Tusk.
These aren't worthy of my time.
Right on. So on you go.
Do we eventually find another fallen orc?
I think my agility advances.
I think that in the context that the closest you guys came to your obstacle 8 traveling test was 4 successes, that says to me that you are going to be harassed by this tribe for some time.
But I was talking the mortal wounds one. Did we ever find him?
Oh yeah, you killed him.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. All the ones that were wounded, you killed them off. There were only 3 that got away. But those 3 went back to the bros.
And they're bringing more bros
And they're
for more
bringing more
parties. Okay.
Okay.
As I figured.
If
They gotta
anyone
find us.
wants to make a perception test.
I would love to.
Okay.
Is this based on distance?
Nope.
Aw.
It's based on memory.
Oh.
Perception. I can give you if you want assistance.
Is
Can
this
give you a
an
die.
assistable thing?
Yeah.
What's your perception at?
4.
Okay, I'll take it. Man,
I got 4.
can she both help?
You're all there.
I had 8 successes.
Good lord.
Out of 10 dice rolled. That's a nice roll.
Thank you.
That is an 80% success rate. So, with all that,
What was the obstacle?
it was open-ended. It was just like let's see how much you guys remember. So, it all comes back to you as you recount the facts. When you were looking for the tribe of goblins the second time, when you thought they had fled across the river into the southwest woods, and then later on when you were looking for the factions of humans in the southwest woods, and you saw the signs of fighting and struggle with the orc footprints, it all comes back to you. Oh, these are orcs that probably fled out of Soorin during the Second Battle of Soorin and took up residence in the southwest woods, and you're not really sure how many of them there are. Likely, it's a collection of fragments of different orc tribes that happen to be in Soorin that banded together to form a new tribe. And so it's going to be a bit of a mixed match of where they're from.
We move through the rest of the night.
You can move through the rest of the night.
I guess we go until we're
Slogging through.
interrupted again.
Yep, so let me construct a tracking test. Woo, for them to find you. And they will find you. It's just a question of how quickly.
When we stop for bathroom breaks and stuff, I will be foraging for different plants.
Make your foraging test.
Yeah.
Construct the obstacle, let me know, and then roll.
And then,
What's the obstacle?
And if you want to hunt, feel free.
Okay.
and on that note, I shall also be making us nice morning meal or evening meals when we wake up.
Oh, barbecue orc. Don't knock it till you try it.
I prefer not to.
It's just like chicken. A little more chewy.
I don't know how to cook orc. I'm gonna stick to the familiar.
It'll be a exotic palate that you might be able to impress someone sometime if you master the cooking of an orc.
Are you suggesting I may, in the future, impress a orc with my orc cooking
Maybe.
for an orc husband?
Maybe.
You see what I put up with?
He's trying to help you out.
And I guess in this case, I am just talking to the horse in front of me because I don't have a Leone here.
At one point.
I don't have even an Aerith here.
Nope.
Just have me and my horse.
Make a nice salad for an orc. He might give you a cucumber.
Interview with that?
Simple meal for the group. Easy. I cook us a nice breakfast every morning. That wasn't a joke.
I would like to work on mounted combat.
Okay, for your training time?
Yep.
Okay.
Right, that's what I was looking up.
Alright, so I was specifically looking for poisons, like hemlock,
Yep.
monkshood.
Yeah.
There's poisoning, herbology, and then foraging for everything.
Yeah.
So I guess I have foraging.
You also have your phytomancy that you can induce nature to offer you those things.
Right.
In place of foraging, basically.
Alright, but I need to then... I know what plants I'm wanting, but I don't have herbology or poisons. So I would have to learn those.
Yep.
So I can get my hands on them,
Yep.
but I'm going to have to learn how to use them.
Yep.
Alright, so I'm going to... Because the way I have this works is that I can grow anything as long as I got the seeds or I'm around the roots or whatnot. So I think I'm going to have to forage for them, find them, and then train in poisons.
Or trial by error. Here, drink this. How do you feel?
I'm just plotting out the entire 3 months of practice for when we eventually get there.
Yep.
You got three
6s and a 5!
And what were you trying to do?
I was just doing foraging because I was trying to forage for the plant so that I could pick it, dry it, whatnot, put it in my pockets so that I could use it later for sorcery.
Okay. What was the obstacle?
Let's see, that was just for plain foraging.
What is mounted combat training?
Is it will and power?
I think that's correct. Let me check.
Yeah.
You got it? Okay.
Yeah. 284. So, pick one, whichever stat is stronger for you, that develops your aptitude. I think it's going to be power for you.
Yep.
So you need 4 tests.
4 tests.
Yeah. Now, if you were to test it in a fight, then that's one test that you don't need to make. In training, I'm also going to tell you that because it's a warhorse, the obstacle to the riding obstacle is going to be obstacle 1. So because you don't have riding, it would be an obstacle 2.
Okay.
And I think riding is will. So if you can make an obstacle 2 will test, that'll be one of your mounted combat tests, if you want. Or you could put it towards riding. Up to you.
Okay.
Or you could... I don't think you need obstacle 2 will tests, but that's an option too.
That's doable though.
Yeah, that's doable.
So then I will, whenever instead of, so I'll wait for combat for working on that then.
Yep.
It'll be quicker.
You can. Also, because you're using a spear, if you want to use it from the mount, spears held over the shoulder and thrust into the target as a mount passes by at speed, the first strike or great strike of an engagement gains a +1d to skill, +1 power, and +1 VA bonus. However, spears used in this manner to achieve this bonus are dropped after the strike. Because it basically gets lurched out of your hand.
Oh shit.
Oh shit.
I could become a mounted bowman.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, that's
the thing.
fantastic consideration, actually.
Yep.
So, Beans, I am deferring my training on that to when we're in fights. Then I guess my first month I will work on my power test.
Okay.
Feeding yourself in the wild is an OB2.
Mm-hmm.
But technically I'm not feeding myself. I'm looking for specific things.
Mm-hmm. Great.
OB3 is feeding yourself near civilization, population, or an army.
I'm saying for
3?
the things you're looking for, 3.
It's 3? Okay. I have 4. 3 of those are 6s.
Whatever you want to do. If you want to open them in, find a poisoner starter kit. Not really, but a lot of useful things.
Yeah.
You can.
I'm gonna open that. Alright. I'm spending a fate to open up my 6s. There's 1, 2. I did great.
Got a 5.
I got a 5. And a 4. So that is 6
Okay.
on a OB3.
Yeah, you find all kinds of very useful stuff. Hemlock, weird mushrooms.
Awesome.
Whatever
I
you
will
want.
create a shopping list.
Mm-hmm. Over several days. But 2 days later, you get another run-in. You get a complement of orcs that are in front of you on the road ahead, and behind you as well. They are off by a couple hundred paces in both directions.
How many orcs can we see?
More than 20, less than 30 total.
Okay.
Haven't had enough, huh?
Just giving you
Alrighty.
practice.
Well, I can try my Ivy thing one more time.
Which one is the larger group? The one in front of us or behind us?
Slightly larger in front of you.
Okay.
Who's the biggest one of them all?
You can spot one. That's the biggest one of them all.
How about me and you just battle this out? Winner takes all.
What do you mean, winner take all?
Well, you take my stuff, I take your stuff.
I take your 2 slaves?
We're not his slaves.
Are you speaking in orc?
Are they speaking in Cagular?
Yeah.
Then yeah.
I get your whole clan. Not just the ones you brought with.
I am Garadai.
Do I know that name?
So Garadai basically means like one placed in charge in the name of the Great One. So this is not the Great One. This is one of the Great Ones.
Garadai must die and suffer.
It's kind of like
Garadai.
I didn't write it that way though.
right, but what you understand is that it's kind of like sergeant or lieutenant or things like. So it's like a rank or a social position. So that Garadai is a very particular person that you remember.
Okay.
That is not this person. You wish to challenge the Great One? First, you beat me.
Okay.
Oh,
So I'm gonna make this a bloody versus.
Crag.
Okay?
Crag.
Because
Crag.
if you're gonna go.
Crag.
So, let's see.
Hey, Petalhead, you might want to get behind me.
Oh, I am. Don't worry.
He's got a mace and a round shield.
I hope you know what you're doing, Rockface.
In times like this, we must have faith. In what? I don't know. But we must have it either way.
To be fair, I am calling upon one of my instincts right now.
Yeah.
Have an escape route.
All right.
My eyes are bolting back and forth, trying to figure out a plan to get the hell out of there.
That's fine. Okay. So, oh right, and in Bloody Versus, you also get your armor dice. I forgot about that.
And your shield.
And, of course, your shield.
So then you split it between defense and attack.
Yep, but you have to have at least one of your skill dice in defense. It can't just all be your armor dice and your shield dice. So, he's in heavy mail, and he has a mace.
Is that attack?
This is his attack. He has 3 successes. Is that your defense?
That's my attack.
That's okay. His defense is 5 successes.
1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 on my defense.
So your 4 defense beats his 3 attack. His 5 defense.
I got a VA 3 on my armor.
But what is the the attack that you have?
1, 2, 3, 5.
5 to 5.
That's a V3. VA 3 versus armor.
Yeah, you have to, with something like this, you have to at least beat it.
Okay.
By 1, because it's an obstacle 1 to actually hit. So your 5 successes gets canceled out by his 5 successes. So looks like we go again.
Okay.
Unless you have a tiebreaker, like a call-on trait, or you want to use some Artha or something like that.
I can throw in a Artha.
Do you have pack tactics?
Do I have pack tactics?
You normally
Pack
need a
hunter.
Pack hunter.
You
You
normally
get
need a
plus
pack
1.
for that, though.
Oh.
Do you not?
So big and green.
Work intimidation into that, maybe? You have any intimidation?
So let's see something super quick. Oh, okay. So on page 426, the longer weapon will get a +1 die when appropriate, or the shorter weapon, when appropriate, will get +2 dice. He's got a mace, you've got a very long spear, and you're very big. But you also get, see, the both of you have, his mace is VA3, and your spear is, I think, VA3. So you both get 3 more dice on your attack. Well then. So your 4 beats his 3, your 4 defense beats his 3 attack, but he gets 3 more on this, and his 5 defense beats your 5 attack, but maybe not now.
Okay. That's 2 more successes. That's great. So 3's are.
It's great.
Oh yeah, I put everything to that spear.
So you're heroic?
It's
He's
You're
heroic. So
yeah, heroic.
my attack went to 4.
Yeah.
And your defense was 4. So that is not enough to hurt you, and your total attack went to 7.
Yep.
Which is enough to score a... That's enough to score a hit. So, one side wins. Well, I probably could have resolved that a different way, but a retest was... Oh no, we didn't retest, we just expanded the test because we learned some things. There we go. Alright, so... Your opening spear thrust missed him, and he ducked inside, and he was really gonna give you a hard time with that mace, but it ran into the rim of your shield, and you punched him in the jaw with the corner of your shield and pushed him back. And the 2 of you went back and forth. He actually tripped over your spear. You thrust low towards his knee, and he dodged it, but then he tripped. So you're standing over him, and he has his hand up, and he's saying, like...
Would his honor allow him to submit?
So
Would
there's
mine allow him to submit?
blood and strength. He's saying your strength and your skill is greater. I will take you to the Great One. So, if you want to remember, there is a custom about this.
Yes, I need. What is the custom?
That requires you to make some kind of etiquette,
Black
orc,
Legion?
orticate, or something like that. Or some kind of wise that is
Clan.
somehow appropriate.
Clan-wise?
I guess we'll go with clan-wise, but we should probably get that cleaned up a bit.
Okay. I got 2 successes, and there's 6s. I can open them if need be.
You probably need to open them to at least a 3 total.
4.
Woo.
Okay, so basically, the custom, which is fairly common amongst a variety of tribes, all the tribes that you've ever known of or come into contact, that any orc can challenge, within a tribe, can challenge another orc within the tribe for leadership of the tribe. This can only be done amongst orcs. Like, a goblin can't come in and say,
Right.
but among orcs, this is, this is a thing that's done. And especially in the context that this is a tribe made up of fragments of other tribes, the requirements for membership are going to be loose. And so basically, all you have to say when you meet the Great One is say, "You're not the Great One. I am." And then it comes to a contest of who's right.
Okay. And my cultural, this guy here that's laying and asking for, in my words, mercy currently,
Yeah.
would I allow for that?
That's up to you. As he is probably the strongest of the other ones, the others are going to probably not want to fight you, but probably not going to want to stick around to answer, because you did not give mercy, so there's no reason for them to think that you would give them mercy.
Right.
Unless you have a way of convincing them of that.
No. By
So
torture. By a whip.
it's...
There's always a way.
He has a whip.
He has a whip.
He's a black leather whip.
I'm just saying, so typically I have not given any mercy, but this is a different cultural thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I haven't read enough of any of the books to know what that cultural thing would be to make a determination.
So the thing is, it's not necessarily a mercy. He is saying that your strength and your skill is greater.
Mm-hmm.
And effectively, if you were to win the contest with the Great One, he would probably be on your side from that point forward.
This sounds like fun.
Because you were higher in your clan, you're probably used to subjugating those under you.
Okay.
What have we gotten ourselves into?
I don't
What
know.
have you gotten yourselves into?
Just to be clear, I'm still in disguise. I made it very clear that if we were on the road, I was going to be in disguise the entire time.
How far is this
So,
Great One? Does he have a name?
The Doragos. So, and that's the other thing. The name of the tribe is the Great One, because really, the only one in the tribe, like, the Great One is among orcs. The Great One is the tribe, and all the orcs in the tribe are basically an extension of the Great One. It's a very egocentric culture. So, a very, like a cult of personality. And so, when a new Great One comes to power, that Great One becomes the name of the tribe.
Okay.
This tribe is called the Doragos.
And I don't recognize that name.
Not only do you not recognize that name, that is a clearly made up name because it translates to Orcs of the Lost Wood.
And how much of a detour is this?
How far away?
5 nights, maybe 7.
In what direction?
Points at the woods.
Is that the direction we're going?
No.
We got
It's
time.
that way. We do.
If you guys want to argue about it, you could get another social test. If one of you loses the argument and does it anyways, then maybe you could change belief.
Lead me to this one of greatness.
Okay.
Seriously gonna take on their great one?
I'm Crag.
So you win. Are they all gonna be Crag?
The clan of Crag.
It's up to you, because you did not have a name before you were known as Crag.
Right.
You were the Garrett Dai Boris Karang. And so was that Garrett Dai. Man, he was the Garrett Dai Boris Karang, because there were
Right.
several. Are we taking a detour?
We had a mission.
With no time frame.
The sooner the better.
Detour.
Crag, this doesn't help us any. This really hinders us.
It could help.
Are you leading an army of orcs into Takeda?
That's how this...
Is there anything that you want to learn from these orcs?
Are we acquiring orc allies for the Viceroy Velthuria?
Are you? You could be.
It could be.
Is there anything you want to learn from these orcs?
You mean like an orc-wide test or talking to them?
Either one.
How many are there of them?
Almost 400. And
Yikes.
properties.
And property?
Property.
400 orcs against a city of...
Several thousand.
We are
They would be a
orcs.
fantastic distraction while we sneak inside.
No tax. You're
Awful.
great.
Why am I thinking that?
No tax. The palace must fall. We go. 5 days.
I don't even know what to
this
say.
really wouldn't be helping, like, the human-us relations. We have a bad enough reputation.
It will help in killing these people, which is in the best interest of the crown. Oh, I use her words against her!
I'm just trying to think of the best outcome for this.
You know what a bad outcome is?
I do. I'm trying not to think about it too hard.
So many cucumbers.
All at once.
Anyways.
Okay.
You preach it all the time.
Because I literally take the orders of Velthuria as...
You preach it all the time. Are you hypocritical?
I'm surprised you know that word.
Craig knows a lot.
He's heard me use it a lot. I read books. He's like, that's a fancy word.
Becoming a slave is not on my to-do list this lifetime.
To be fair, we can just let him walk off into the woods, and if he kills the Great One, he'll catch up to us. And if he doesn't, then,
Do you trust that?
What happened the last time that you left Crag alone in the woods?
Right? You trust him alone? You seriously trust him alone?
last time I trusted him alone in the woods, he killed.
He took a nap. And he ate his turkey leg and pickle.
Well, I didn't know where everybody was at, because someone else covered up all the tracks, so... I didn't go looking for you guys.
This is insanity. This is insanity.
So,
What are we
if you go by
talking
my
about?
history...
Are we seriously talking about taking over an orc tribe or becoming slaves right now?
You can just tell him to fuck off and leave us alone, and we'll be on our way. And then, if they become a problem again, we'll kill them.
There'll be a problem again.
Then we'll kill them at that time.
There's 400 of them. I deal with one, and it's done. And we have an army.
course, if we don't take care of this problem now, they're going to keep coming after us again and again, slowing us down. So this might
And
cost
wearing
us
us
a
down.
week versus 5 days.
5 days. And we have an army of well-trained versus tin cans of a little town. We win.
Alright, Paddlehead, you're going to have to make a decision for yourself. You either keep going, or you follow Crag. I'm not going to put you in a situation where you could...
Be pickled.
I don't want to be pickled.
or stuffed.
I don't need
Like
to
a
be
turkey.
triple stuffed.
Maybe they not like elves as clan.
Fair, they don't know it's an elf. Had the hat on.
Oh,
Hair is a different color. As far as they're concerned right now, humans.
So
I'm still in full garb.
your face not green?
I wrapped up.
So you've both got the root, but you've got the root, and you know how to get out of Dodge. So you can do a little Crag babysit. I'm gonna keep on the road and hope you catch up, if that's okay with you.
I'd be sure if you get accosted on the road, you are by yourself.
I'm gonna pull out my map of the region. I made it all the way around those mountains on my own. And if I'm accosted, pickling occurs either way.
That is true. That is very true.
So we split the party with the tried and true words, what could go wrong? First, let's go and meet the Scaradai. So it is actually about 6 nights on foot. The horse can't see very well at all at night. Neither of them can. So you have to do a lot of your walking in dusk and morning twilight and stuff like that. The orcs are pretty... And you have to walk the horse, if I didn't say that already, because you're breaking brush. Before you were on a road, the horse could kind of see by the moonlight. It wasn't that bad. So it takes a little bit longer than they were wanting, but you do find a camp, and you see a lot of lean-tos, like a lot of like pine boughs or like clusters of sticks that are wrapped together, and there's this like shanty town of stick shacks, and most of them are pretty small, but as these orcs and the Garadai that you have bested lead you towards the camp, there are some sentries, but the Garadai explains the situation and parts them off. You're a powerful warrior, and here's your property, and they're like, oh, okay, so someone else is coming to join, sweet. And as you get further in, you see more impressive shacks. Basically, they're bigger. The roofs are more finished. Instead of just sticks, these are logs, and the bigger and more impressive ones are packed with mud and moss for insulation. You notice as the smaller ones, there's only usually like one orc male that's either in it or working on it or something like that, or maybe one orc male lounging and one orc female working on it. As you see the more impressive ones, you see more orc women working on them and maybe some children, but still one adult male pretty much per shack, until you get to like what appears to be the middle of the camp, and there's a large one that seems like it was the first one built. It's more impressive. It actually has like the more impressive ones also had like skin stretched over them to also help with the insulation and the weatherproofing. And so this one has kind of like a porch where there's like a leather flap hanging over with stick poles
Like
holding
an awning?
it. Like an awning, yes, thank you. And there are guards, and a guard says, "Wait here, and I will announce you to the Great One."
What is orc protocol?
Good.
So, writing on your success from earlier, there is a protocol for challenging a Great One to his status, but there's also nothing against double-crossing. There is no honor among orcs. So, the question is this guy someone that you trust, or do you think he's going to get his dad and try and beat you up together?
He's gonna get his dad and try and beat me up together.
So what do you want to do?
We'll follow him in.
Okay. He is surprised that you're right on his tail. What do you want to do? There's there are women and children. The women are in various stages of pregnancy. There is an orc sitting on a chair. He's a big orc. He's sitting on a chair that is constructed of sticks and furs. There are skulls lining a semicircle in front of the throne, and he has a very shrewd look to his eye as he's seeing his guard die, but he's seeing you behind him and clearly seeing that his guard die is afraid of you. What would you like to do?
Do I think that is the Great One based off everything I would see?
The guy in the chair?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How dark is it in here?
There's a fire in the middle. There's a ventilation flap in the center of the top of the tent. So it's lit by the firelight. There are no other lights, and it is night right now. Your horses are outside. I don't know what that face is.
Is that javelin?
It's a javelin face?
No warning, just...
I know what he's gonna do. I'm gonna try to stealth off to the side.
Stealth test.
I'm down up there, actually.
Two successes. One's a 6. I can maybe.
That was a 6. Sorry, Jade?
I got 2 successes on 3 dice. One's a 6.
For now, that's probably enough with what's
There's a
about
pretty
to
big distraction going on.
Yeah.
And I am stealthing down and around.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a pretty good idea of what Crag was doing.
I'm making sure.
Indeed you are.
Traitor. Do I need some persona in there too, you think?
I think 8 successes is going to cut it.
8 successes.
8 successes. So,
Damn.
roll your die of fate. 1d6, and then add 3 for tripling the obstacle.
7.
Okay, so then your...
That's a superb hit.
That's a superb hit. You're still at power 6.
Depends on how long has passed. Because if it's been a month, I'm at power 7.
Has it been a
So it's been 22 days.
So I'm still at 6.
Oh, no, wait! Ah, it's been 28 days. Oh, so close. It took 2 more days. Okay.
So
there we
it's
go.
power 7.
It's power 7. It took 2 more days. So we'll say it was 4 days for them to catch you.
So my javelin at 7 because it's a 7 gets a VA1 then automatically? Is that right?
It does do that, and that VA1, so it already has a VA1, so that becomes a VA2.
Oh, okay.
So because it's a superb hit, that's a mark hit would be a mundane 7 wound. It becomes a... No, I'm sorry, that's not right. A mundane 9 wound, so a superb hit is a mundane 13 wound. And so...
Which is mortal for
most everything.
most everything.
Yeah, so he gets a javelin to the face as he is getting up, because he sees your body tense, and you just zip this thing, and time stops for a second, and nothing is moving except the javelin as it's gone like...
Mach 50?
Yeah. And it jams through his head, and he's like, and then it jams through his head, and then he just kind of like tumbles down his miniature dice. And what do you want to do?
I'm gonna walk to the throne, throw him out, grab my javelin, and sit down.
Okay.
I'm still hiding.
So it's mine now? I look right at him. The guard died.
So the guard die says, so are you saying that you are the Dor Egos?
Well, I mean, that's how it works, is it not?
You have to say it.
I'm the Dorgos.
You are the Dor Egos.
Sure. Done. Are you challenging me?
No. But why are you letting all of his women and children live? So as you look around, there are some women that are not pregnant, but most of them are.
Because that's a cultural thing.
Yep. Complete purge.
I'm glad I'm not there.
Either way, it's going to happen. Even if I allow someone else to be there, it'll happen.
Show mercy.
Hmm?
There's ways to show mercy with this.
I'm kind of curious what you're thinking.
Yeah.
Like, out of game.
Yeah. I mean, claim them as yours, and like, there's no way Pocket would let this happen. Just let's be clear.
So, writing your clan-wise success from before, normally when pregnant females are tainted with the blood of the previous great one.
Mm-hmm.
And so, on the one hand, can you do that? Well, you're the great one. You can do whatever you want.
You make the rules.
You make the rules. On the other hand, could be perceived as a sign of weakness, and you might have to deal with challenge later. But
Give them to me.
I will give them all to Pocket.
okay. So you proclaim that you are giving all of the women and children in this household to
Honor
Pocket
trophy.
On my trophy.
It's my honor trophy.
as your honor trophy. Okay.
So how do we feel about taking over a town?
Take a persona point. Take a fate point for Jade.
I was ready to throw a deed into that if I had to.
I'm sure you were.
The hard part was, do I just do what Craig would do and just let it rip? Or do I be a little more nope, Craig's gonna... Craig.
So think about what you want to do with these guys while we slew over to Aerith.
I'm having
I don't know what to do.
such a great time
So,
with
probably gonna
my
get
little
shit.
horse
Is it
and my little cart
I am,
and
but
our little
you
road.
pretty much just get honor
and-
gifted me.
You know, actually, it's
Right.
nice
So they're
not
not
making a
themselves.
meal for
Yep.
the whole party.
Yep.
And I
You know,
have
Just cook what you want.
I get to just
But in aspect,
do a full hour of splurging on myself.
You can even
even
travel
though
during the day.
I don't
I can travel
boss you around,
fucking
you're gonna
day.
have to at least act as you're under my command. Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hear the birds sing.
No.
It's fucking summertime.
Wow.
I've never taken
Flowers
that
are blooming.
position.
Flowers are blooming.
I've tried.
Bees are buzzing and shit.
For the
That's
well-being
great.
of the living children.
This feels good.
I will do it.
Oh. When the spring completed, the new year started for elves.
Where's the
We
notes?
should send
There are
someone to
some
get
notes.
So I will.
So it's
I think
1834.
we're gonna figure
Yeah.
out what you're gonna do with the tribe while I figure out what I'm gonna do with the living
The
children.
first day of summer is the new year.
Time to retire Craig as a tribe leader?
It's possible, but
Choices.
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 Whatever Crag wants to do.
Don't forget, you still have to serve the crown, though.
So we can handle that as an NPC. I mean, we have a history in our group of people who obligate their player characters and then decide, I don't really feel inspired by this character anymore, so I'm just gonna set him down over here where the game master can do whatever he wants with him. And
I have not done that with any of my characters.
what are you talking? Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Has someone in this room done that?
No. Yeah.
So,
So.
am I needing to make any tests on my own?
So you have a clear path, and now that it is during the day, it is much easier to travel. This becomes, since the main consequence of such an egregious failure of having to deal with 400 orcs has been somehow addressed.
Alleviated.
You can make some tests. You can stop in villages and towns. You can do what the fuck you want. And oh, by the way, since they have to catch up to you, maybe rushing is not a great idea.
Yeah.
So, what do you want to do for the next 2 months?
I'm gonna go. We are basically already going at a leisurely pace, right?
I wouldn't say leisurely, but you're...
In that case, I will go at a leisurely pace.
Okay, you're going at a leisurely pace.
And possibly stopping by the first village
Okay.
I end up at, if
We
any.
have to decimate
Because that
them.
seems like a great and
We have
safe
an army.
place to
And they need a better place to
basically
live.
give my retinue time to catch up. Does that make
Oh, I
sense?
plan to
Yeah,
go back
so
to
basically
Soorin.
you're lingering at rest stops.
Yes.
But I mean,
Okay.
going forward.
Yeah.
All right. Any
So I need a
things you want to do? Crafting, buying things.
So I don't need to drive roll.
You've made that roll.
Okay.
And you failed miserably.
Hey, I only failed by half.
Yeah, and that was the best one of the lot.
Wednesday.
I feel less bad than everyone else.
Right.
I'll take
What
that.
do we want to bring?
Do you need some time to think?
Does- I guess either this village or any of the ones I'm able to stop at
But if I'm
have
not there,
a smithy I'm able to.
Do they run the
Use?
society though?
Yeah.
You'd have to somehow convince
Right.
them
But
that
if I'm traveling with the
it's
party
okay for
and
you
not
to use
there,
it. Like,
who's
rent
in
it from
control?
them, persuade them very nicely.
I would
Saying?
love to persuade them very nicely.
Okay, obstacle 4, persuasion test.
Let's go. What Arthur do I have?
And
Or
in general,
town.
they're not gonna be- it's not like a well-equipped, like, royal smithy or
It's a
anything.
very basic.
It's a, I make horseshoes and nails and iron rims for wagon wheels.
Basically, the most I'm concerned about right now is reducing all of the scrap weapons and armor I have
Into
into
ingots.
ingots.
Okay. Alright.
Or do we want to leave them in the town after we ransack it and they can build their...
Well, I have 4
You
successes.
have 4 successes. You've convinced a smith to allow you to use his forge in the evenings at no expense to either of you. So he gets his work done for the day, and you get to use his smithy.
Do I need to roll the forge now?
Yeah. To forge? Or forge? Yeah. If you're trying to reduce them into ingots.
I don't know if there's a specific skill for that. I assume like any.
It could be probably not whitesmithing, but
Well, not whitesmithing because that's more like soft metals. I have smithcraft.
so I think smithcraft is basically the same as blacksmith, but it's a skill song.
Yep.
The skill counts as blacksmith, whitesmith, or coppersmith. Wow.
Oh, that is a triple skill.
Yeah, skill songs are very powerful.
Yeah.
Do you have anti-union training by chance?
No.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
I might in the future. Depends on how things go.
Right. So if you want to, I would say Riddle of Steel would probably be a bit more appropriate because these are weapons.
Why both?
Well, there we go. So you can fork Smithcraft into this.
I shall. Especially because I need routine tests.
Yeah, so let's see here.
This is the way.
So I'm going to say that this will be an obstacle 2
Okay.
to reduce all of these down into ingots that you can later use.
Okay.
The quality of the steel is not good.
Are these steel or are they iron?
Steel.
Okay.
You can work on purification.
But you
later.
can
Okay.
you can refine them at a later time.
Let's go. That's open.
There we go. Boom.
Got it.
So 3 out of 2.
Yep.
Very good. So you've melted down all of those axes, swords, spearheads, you name it. And if you wanted that metal bucket and those nails too.
Yep. They're just the iron and steel ingots.
Yep.
That's enough.
Alright, so you have a collection of iron and steel ingots. Alright, so anything else that you want to be doing on the road over those 2 months?
They're not catching up during this time?
Maybe? What are you guys doing?
We're having the discussion of, do we bring all these people back as they can reinforce the guard unit?
Back to Soorin.
Yes.
See?
But prior to getting there, we have a different task.
You do.
May be able to help with that as well.
You may.
My idea was get the males for a war party. We're going to use them as a distraction to attack
Mm-hmm.
the town. We're going to leave a few males in charge here to watch the females and children. And we'll grab everybody on the way back to Soorin.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
I think maybe you're older.
That sounds, yeah.
Okay.
So I'll ask for their tactitional people to help form this plan.
Okay. So, as you reassume the mantle of leadership, there are things that a leader has to do, such as clearly communicate their intent with words.
Mm.
Sounds like you're either going to give a oratory or command tests.
Which I have neither.
Do intimidation.
I have intimidation.
You can, and intimidation will do some things, but the more complicated your idea is, the less intimidation is useful.
So I'll only start with half of it then.
What do you mean?
So I need to find out some questions. Like, are they happy in this spot, or they want a better civilization, like housing and?
Okay. So
Is the
you can get that from the Garadai,
yeah.
who you get the impression that he's very eager to stay the Garadai.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't want to lose his status.
Okay.
So he's very happy to give you all the answers to the questions that you ask. The feeling amongst these orcs was that they were betrayed by the hobgoblins and their foolishness, and they never should have had to leave Soorin. So they had this fantasy of being able to retake Soorin. There was no reality behind, like nothing real, no realistic plans because there's only 400 of them.
Would they
Counting the females.
Would they settle outside of it and work with the city of Soorin? I'm asking them that question.
No one had thought of.
There may be a way and a possibility. Need time to think on that one?
It is whatever the Great One says. It is just. It has not been known before that a Great One would. An orc Great One would fight alongside a human in a way that whenever that had happened, it was the humans had fought alongside the hobgoblins, but the humans were lesser than the hobgoblins. And orcs, it is not easy to think in this way. And so what you're running into is there are limitations within the orc language.
Yeah.
It's not that orcs are dumb, it's that most orc communication is very direct. And it's very unnuanced. And so as they express more complicated ideas, they are either using words, borrowed words, usually from Goblin, or they just speak in another language. So this guy doesn't know another language. So he's trying to express.
I get the gist of what he's saying now. How many fighting men are here?
100. We can fight.
Oh, I'm not saying you can't. Orc to human, 1 orc, 50 human.
Hit and run
Orc
tactics.
wins.
And then hit and run, just to distract the city. But that might.
We would like to. Do you know of what's the city's name?
One we're going to, or the one we
Yeah.
came from?
Kita?
Kita?
Place called Keita?
Yeah.
I do not know this place. We frequent common humans with carts and horses. They come from farther away from the mountains. They come towards the mountains, towards a place called Soorin. We attack them on the road. Even though we wanted to take back the place called Soorin, we knew that we never had enough warriors. So we just wait for them to come out of wall. So the way you speak of going to this place called Keita, it sounds like you think you fight the whole city at once.
Mm.
Why not just wait for them to come out?
Because not enough come out to make a difference.
What difference are you trying to make?
There's 2 clans inside that must die in its entirety.
How many are in these clans?
It's not a matter of how many, it's how getting to them because they have protectors. Because they are cowards.
They never come out?
They never come out.
How do you know?
I don't know, I guess. Good point. We need to force them out somehow. Do you have spies?
No.
They do now.
But we have property.
There?
Here.
Yeah. Meaning?
Property. Stuff. When you came, we thought this one was your property. There is other property here. Does not look like us.
I see your point. Can they be trusted to do what they need to do and come back? Or would they property just leave and not come back?
Maybe pick good property.
Yeah.
Property with children.
I like you. You know what? Yeah, what's his fear level now when he's seen that javelin was by his head?
Yeah, he's... So, did you ever see the movie Troy?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so the way that Hector talked about the first time that he saw Perseus, and after he threw that javelin, and Hector was saying, like, it was an impossible throw. Like, the distance and the power, and yet a rather flat trajectory as it was shown in the movie versus if you watch the Olympics, javelin throws have a big arc.
Yeah.
And so the way Perseus just zinged it and it killed a rider from such a distance, Hector had this like Man, I don't want to fuck with that. It's almost like you should have a reputation from that. So, by the way, take a 1-die affiliation with the Dor Agos and a 1-die reputation as the Great One of the Dor Agos, and that will cover that javelin throw.
So is Doragos a title?
It's the name of that tribe, and the Great One of that tribe is the Dor Agos. Like, all of you are nothing without me. You're just extensions of me.
So they're not renamed after Crag. It's Crag becomes the Doragos.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations on your new name.
And if you want, you can write down the Garadai Doragos as a relationship.
I did.
Okay.
I did 1D relationship and an affiliation.
Okay.
Yep.
How long is it going to take a spy to go from this encampment to Kita and back to report? Or are we going with them? They're going in reporting.
I don't know. What are you guys doing? What's your plan?
Can I leave?
You're the Great One. You can do what the fuck you want. Now,
I just don't know how it's challenged, though. I mean, because there's no one in charge. Or do I leave him in charge and then... I don't know how that culture works, right? That's my problem.
Okay, I see what you're
I don't
saying.
know the background of the culture to know... You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay, you basically... I don't know how this works. Okay, so... You as the Great One can basically do whatever you want. You want to leave? You can leave. You primarily rule through fear and... What's the word? It is kind of like a cult of personality, because that was a damn javelin throw. So it's this mix of your tribe being in awe of your ability and wanting to be like you, but at the same time kind of jealous and hateful.
Okay.
And afraid of you. So at any time, one of them might be like, I could take that motherfucker. And it's kind of up for grabs if you can or not. If you leave, some may run off, but they also know they don't have the protection of the rest of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So they still tend to stick in groups, even if they are kind of toxic with each other. It's probably a good idea to leave someone in charge when you're separating from a group or sending a group off. To send, if you're not going with them, send someone to be in charge of them. You can name other Garadais if you want, or appoint them, not name them. And you would just number them. First Garadai, second Garadai, so on and so forth. Generally, they're not going to turn on you, because even though they're a little bit stronger or more accomplished than most of the other orcs in the tribe, they're still not as great as the Great One. And so they're kind of dependent on you, and they will defend you, because without you, they lose their status. They lose their bigger house, they lose their property, because it gets taken from them, because they don't have the protection of you.
Gotcha.
So, do you have to leave someone in charge? No, but if you want something done, then someone needs to supervise the rabble and make sure that it gets done. So it depends on how many moving parts you have. If you want them to just stay here and subsist, that seems pretty simple. If you want them to stay here and subsist, but someone gives you a detailed recount of what happened while you were gone, you might want to leave someone in charge.
Gotcha.
If you want them to actually do something or move, you might want to leave someone in charge.
Okay.
Up to you.
I'll definitely leave someone in charge. And I'll leave... He's trying hard to keep his status.
Yeah.
I don't know the rest of them. I'll leave... So he'll be number one.
Okay, so he's the first Garadai
Die.
of the Doragos.
Mm-hmm. We need properties that won't run off and do what they need. Spy properties.
Okay. So, do you want to survey the properties?
Yeah.
Okay. There are humans, and there are goblins, and there are mostly other orcs.
Okay.
Need human for this task.
We need humans for this task.
Okay.
Ones that have reason to not falter.
Okay. Sounds like you need a circles test.
Sounds like I need a circus test.
Okay. Anything else on Aerith's mind while I assemble this circles test obstacle?
I think I'm just going to be doing my practice time.
Okay. Right on.
Because I've got that charted out, it's going to go great.
Cool. Okay. So, given that you're in the same tribe, we'll say that this is the same life path, but being human property is an uncommon occupation, so that changes it from a 1 to a 3, lower social class, 4, disposition or knowledge uncommon, disposition knowledge different from other members of the circle, in that this property has family that you can hold as leverage, so that 4 becomes a 5. How quickly do you want this to come together? If you want to take a few days, then it doesn't matter of surveying all the property.
Yeah. I mean, so far my pool is 3, so taking the time.
Okay.
And well, I have the assistance of number 1.
You can have the the Garadai Doregos assist you, so you can have one more die. As he can help with his circles. So this is an obstacle 5 circles test.
It's challenging.
Bear in mind, you have your reputation as the tribe leader,
Mm-hmm.
as the Great One, and you have your affiliation within the tribe. So that's 2 more dice that you have. And the helper die from the Garadai.
Okay.
What was the obstacle again?
5.
You got this.
Let's go.
I don't got this.
You don't have this. I'm not sure why I have ever had faith in you, Dorigos.
I have 1.
Okay. So there is property that has family.
Mm-hmm.
However, they're all sick. Like, possibly going to die sick.
Don't you drag me into this.
Oh, I didn't. That wasn't an idea at all. No.
I have idea.
I don't have any kind of medicine.
Neither do I. What town has medicines?
So while you guys think about this, and you can discuss out of game too, so that you can have a quorum. I'm gonna make some notes.
I'm open to ideas.
You do know one Saint Aerith who is able to magically bring someone back from the brink of death.
But I don't know where they're at.
As far as we know, they
You know
went
where
to
I'm going. You know the
the
route I'm
next
taking.
town to wait for us. So we need to go back to the road and go to the next town.
Do I send you to go get them?
I'll go get.
So you'll go get. I'm painting this picture in my mind that the orc warlord sends his half-breed bestie to go find the elf healer to come back and heal the diseased human slaves so they can continue their life of slavery and be coerced into spying upon other humans in plotting of the demise of other humans. I'm just
Yeah, pretty much.
painting
Yeah.
this as
Yeah. It
a
doesn't
half-orc,
sound...
half-goblin, an orc, and an elf walk into a tavern. What do they order?
So may I posit a
Yeah.
different order of events?
I order
Yes.
a mixed drink.
Of course.
Yeah. Because I can't send a small regiment to go get you because
Pick the slave you want for the spy. And if he's sick, then whatever. Promise him that you can get his family healed. And that's pretty strong. Bring them with on your way to fetch me, and we can...
I'm just gonna come get you by myself. It's quicker if I move alone.
But then we can let the family go as more incentive for the spy to do well.
Yes, but if you were gonna make a several week travel to some unknown town, and you don't know if your sick family member died while you were gone anyway, then what was the point of you doing anything you're doing?
No, bring the whole family.
If you leave someone that's healthy behind, that you know is still alive, you're gonna do what you need to do in that city.
I think you guys are talking past each other right now.
Oh, I don't want...
I don't want to bring just a single family along and pray them along with the other humans. Don't mind, or toddlers on a leash. We kind of have to keep them here.
so we take a sick family member.
No, we'll just let Pocket come fetch me.
I'm gonna have to come fetch them. I mean,
'Cause-
that's the only thing I can do.
But do we take the sick one with the promise of making him better, while the healthy ones are here to force him to do what we need to do to free the others? How do we make sure that we
I mean,
get
there's
truth?
always the threat of death for the healthy ones. At least the one that's you're getting to do whatever you want to do knows they ain't gonna die of said sickness while gone. Because what's the point of doing the task if that thing's gonna be dead when you get back?
So my whole thing is I'm thinking about this in a completely. How do I trust them to actually do what we need them to do and not give us bullshit information or just tell the town guard that we're coming?
Easy. Their family is still with the tribe here in the woods. If they should return without us, they're dead. Their family is dead.
Mm-hmm.
We heal everybody. We make sure whoever spies, we can choose more than one, we bring with us, knows that their family, who are still alive when they left, and at the present point, no point of dying, will die if they don't do what we say.
This is so evil. What did I get myself into?
I don't know. You just wanted to be free of your repressive people's ways. Man,
I thought I was going to open a bakery.
Yeah.
I was going to open a bakery.
I just wanted to be a hairdresser.
You can open a pickle
So
factory.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to let Crag do his leader thing, and I know Petalhead went to the nearest town, so that's where I'm going. So I'm getting you, and we're going back.
Hey, Pocket, how's it going? Oh, you want me to do what?
Come on!
Okay.
Are you going to tell him of my great deeds?
Yes, I will sing the praises of the great
No, I didn't ask that.
I
Crag.
will write
I just
it
want a
all
story
down.
told about the great throw.
No, it was epic. It was a really good throw. I ain't denying that.
Wow, that's really fucked up and Crag-like.
Yeah.
This is really fucked up.
Yes, it is.
By the way, you have a one die affiliation with whatever you're going to name that collection of people.
Oh,
Of
okay.
Children and pregnant women.
The previous
Your hair.
Dory Goss's harem? Or concubine?
Property.
How
It's,
crass.
yeah, it is a pretty crass culture.
You know, I have memories of playing Pathfinder
Yep.
with a little goblin rogue,
Yep.
walking out of a bandit den,
Yep.
with a chain of horrors.
That guy right
Ladies
there.
of the night. Ladies of the night.
Yeah.
Professional women.
I don't think there was anything professional about that bandit den.
Nope. Nothing. Except I walked out of there with
5.
5.
And bags of cash.
And bags of cash.
Heavy bags of cash.
That the women were carrying.
Yep.
And they loved it.
And they loved it.
They were all
Yeah.
over his junk.
Yeah.
So we get back.
Get up.
I guess we point you to the sick people. So if you could hop on sickies, if you could hop on bleeding, I'm gonna go talk to people I just got put in charge of.
Look what Leon missed tonight.
I think once he might be glad to not be here for this.
Oh, come on. Would you like to make a traveling or orienteering test to find him? Because this is turning a 3-hour tour into a significantly longer time investment.
Does she still get the +1 die because I'm adhering to the route we set out, and I said I would be.
Sure, why not?
Okay, orienteering +1.
And it can be day or night, up to you. I mean,
I know where he was going, so I don't feel like I would have to track him. I would just go.
yeah, orienteering. It's not so much tracking him, it's like just making sure you're turning in the right direction.
2 6s and a 5.
2 6s and a 5. You've got no problem finding him. You find the road, and eventually you're like, I know that cart. And you find him sleeping in a
luxurious tavern of maybe a 1 out of 5 stars on ye old Yelp.
Okay.
The old Yelp. The old Yelp.
Okay. How is a pocket? Are you testing your disguise going in there, or are you stealthing up to the second floor window?
I'll stealth up, see if they're there. If he's not, then...
Stealthy.
Yep.
Or climbing, up to you.
I have both.
Which one do you want? You can fork one into the other.
I'm going to fork climbing into stealthy.
Okay.
I'm taking tea by the bedroom window. Got a great view of
3.
the woods
Okay, routine test.
just beyond, and holy shit, pocket!
Yeah. Suddenly there's a pocket face at the window.
Hi.
Tea?
You. Okay, here you go. We gotta go.
Okay.
Okay, so
No questions asked, like...
We gotta go.
We go. We hustle.
So that's plus 7 days for
Somehow I feel like this 3-month journey is going to turn into like a 4-month journey.
more than that.
4.5-month journey.
For Pocket, 7 days for Pocket to get back to the road. Plus, and you basically, so that was 13 days just for her to get back to the road. And that was 13 days that you had kept going on the road.
At a slow pace.
At a slow pace, but nonetheless.
I was booking it.
You were booking it. But if you're going to be rushing, then I need to know that at the begin when you roll the dice for the test. So then we would raise the obstacle. So you
I had 3.
right.
There was 2 4s and a 6. I could have opened the 6.
Doesn't mean it was successful.
So, like, if you start out knowing that you're gonna rush, then you
Because my
rush.
thing is he's not leaving this road.
Yeah,
I'm going down this road.
I got you.
I know.
But you have to find your way back to the road first, because you were walking through the woods for 6 days.
Yeah, I mean, I figured that would be pretty.
And you're leading a horse.
Did we?
Unless you're going to leave the horse at the camp. Up to you.
No, because once I hit the road, it's going to make up more time than leading it through.
So, this is going to take time, so it's 15 days for you to find Aerith. because each time you come to a village, you gotta circle around the village and like, do I see the cart? No, I don't.
Cart horse,
Then
cart horse, cart horse. No, cart horse, cart horse.
Find Aerith.
Yes.
15 days to get Aerith back to the point of departure from the road into the southwest wood. Because Aerith has a cart, not just a horse, it is another 9 days to get to the camp that we didn't want to go to in the first place.
At least now I know there's not going to be like a big murder party. Hopefully.
That Aerith didn't want to see in the first place.
Surprise!
No! What would you like to do?
So up to when he gets to the camp, from the end of when we got there, how many days has it been?
From the time that you got to the camp?
And she sent out.
And she left.
Yeah.
Okay. 46 days.
46 days. Okay.
And also bear in mind, mounted combat is a martial skill with a 1 month turnaround, and any test, including 2-hour routine tests, can count towards that. So you can spend very little practice time learning mounted combat.
Okay.
Alright, so when we get back, I guess I direct you straight to the sick people, and I'm gonna go check on the people that I'm now responsible for.
Great.
Someone needs to stay with him to keep him alive.
Please. Bodyguard.
Great one.
So if you want, you can intimidate your tribe into treating Aerith respectfully.
No, I got a number 1 to send.
Okay. 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 There's going to need to be some kind of test, whether it's a orc language test, an oratory, something to communicate or impose your intent upon the Garadai.
Okay. I'm gonna have to start opening up some stuff for this because I don't have.
Meanwhile,
Meanwhile.
their pneumonia, well, their winter fever, like you can tell it's actually, maybe you can't tell. I don't know. What do you want to do?
I suppose I should.
And by the way, the living conditions in this camp are
Bad.
very bad.
I should assess their conditions. Perform.
Would command be the proper thing to start looking at opening up?
So, command is good literally in battle.
Okay.
Not
Not what I wanted to be working on here.
If you're
then.
trying to deliver speeches or force your will on people or communicate with them, it's a different test.
That's what I'm looking for.
So he's probably not going to backtalk you or dodge you because he respects your strength, but I would probably just need a orc language test of just clearly communicating what you want.
Okay. So what would I be rolling that? Because I don't have anything written in language at all.
So
Vile language.
it wouldn't be vile language because there is no vile language. You speak Cogular dialect orc. And
Okay.
that is a skill that, if you don't have it written down, that is a skill that you have.
Okay.
Because the character burner doesn't have this setting built into it. So that would, since it's your home language, it is your first language, would say that opens at in this case, it opens at your starting will.
So
Yeah, if it's a second language, then it opens like all other social skills at half of your will.
So I got 3 successes.
That's fine.
on that.
Okay, you are able, and that's a routine test for you.
Yes.
I have way more Elvish than I thought I would. I've been meaning to actually ask what I would start at,
Yeah.
but I just keep forgetting.
Don't worry, I made it up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I love things to make up.
Damn. I should probably write that down so we can be consistent in things that we make up.
there's no like treating illness, skill, or even table. So I guess we'll treat this as
As a wound.
basically wounds.
Yeah.
What's the worst one
Mortal. Oh, no. That's the worst wound.
that they have?
Oh!
My patients.
Okay. Their disease is fairly far along. They're oozing yellow-green snot from their mouth and nose. They're shivering.
So
I forget how we designed this. If you need to do an assessment first or not.
So my ask of him was basically to keep my property safe.
I haven't done an assessment so far.
Okay.
Right? That'd be the aspect of I have to look at it as, yeah.
And conveying that I'm your property and not an ally. I appreciate that.
This is
Well,
implied
I don't know how
that
well it'd be
both.
taken here.
So I
That's
think
the problem.
you have. Sorry, I'm speaking over you. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just... Go ahead. I just really thinking about how to present things because I don't know how they will take things. Versus actuality versus what I need to say so they understand. Like, can I really say, yeah, he's my ally, don't do anything, or do I have to convey him as my property so they really don't touch him?
So.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. In other languages, there are specific words like friend, but like in the English language, friend implies like trust and not seeing each other as a threat and things like that. And among orcs, that is not a thing.
Right.
Because every orc is a potential, like, you could try and take everything that I've worked for. You know, especially if I'm the Great One, any one of you could try and knock me off the throne. So there is that pervasive threat. So the closest thing that it comes to is someone that you would fight alongside.
Okay.
And so you could communicate this as, he and I have fought alongside before.
Okay.
And so the other thing is, in the orc religion, there's a pantheon of 4 gods. The god of blood and strength, the god of skill, the god of prosperity, the god of stuff. Stuff. And it's kind of a progression. You are strong and you shed blood. And that's the first mark. Then you build skill so that you are better. You use your strength better and shed more blood. And because of that, you prosper. Because you prosper, you get stuff.
Gotcha. I got
Kind
stuff.
of like a path to life for them.
I got a house. I got stuff.
You got stuff now.
No taxes.
I don't think they can tax you out here.
You can try.
I mean, if a tax collector is willing to come out here amidst all these greenskins, that'd be a very robust internal revenue service. A very robust one. So I think you haven't done an assessment of delving before because it was obvious. Arrow stuck in person.
Yeah.
Pull arrow
Okay.
out. Axe wound. Close axe wound. In this case,
I need to do a diagnosis.
you probably need to do a diagnosis, and we'll follow the staunch table
Okay.
for that. So, this is going to be an obstacle 6.
Ooh. This is really steep. That must be bad. Well, I'm at halfway there.
Would any herbs help? Mint?
For figuring out what they have,
Yeah, that's what they're trying to decide
Oh.
what they
I
have.
have a
Which one does
really
it have?
interesting fork
go
to
on.
suggest. Observation.
I
I
will
know
listen
that's
to your
like-
case.
I know that's like versus stealthy characters, but I am like specifically trying to, you know,
Observe their symptoms.
figure out specific symptoms and potentially hidden symptoms. And if you say no, that makes a lot of sense.
I would say no, but
Okay.
I do like your train of thought. Perhaps if there's a trait or another skill that could be used in that way. Like a sense of smell or taste.
Lick them.
Well, I mean, you can lick that. Sometimes, you know that smell that sick people have. Sometimes that smell is so thick that you can taste it.
I have an exotic palate. No.
Listen to the breathing. Listen to them breathe in and out. I could help.
Can she help with that?
I will permit her to give you that one die helper from her big ears as she listens to the rattle in their chests and describes it to you.
The heartbeats and breathing. Okay, well, I have
Not
Artha.
much, Artha. Some, but
I
not
have
much.
511. And a dream.
And a dream.
So let's start with Fate. It's already open.
It's already
a sorceress.
Yep.
So I will reroll a traitor.
To be betrayed.
I went from a 1 to a 2 on that.
That was my dice, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. That sounds familiar.
That's it. I have Persona I could throw on.
Okay.
That's a success.
Yep. 4 out of the 6.
4 to 6. That's it.
Whatever they've got is pretty bad.
Must be pretty
It's
bad.
very advanced. And so I will impose a +1 obstacle for treatment. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's all the way deep in their lungs and everywhere in between.
What's the treatment obstacle? What are we looking
12.
at? 12. Was it a +1 or +2 obstacle?
Oh. 13.
I
Oh, forgot
will-
the +1.
I will try with whatever herbs or plants is possible.
So we said...
I see where we're at.
Yeah.
That's for the miraculous instant treatment. I'm not sure that I'm that invested in these slaves. I think I'd prefer to go for the less miraculous, more fairy dust, and you'll get better in like
yes.
3 weeks.
Okay, so then Song of Soothing?
Yeah, so that
Okay.
drops it down to a 7.
7, correct. You can double your die pool with the deed,
I could.
but then you spend the deed.
I know. But it would be going to a good home.
But it's for a good cause.
Might get some 6s though.
Might.
If I had 2 more Persona, I could do an Aristea. But no. Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, no, you didn't lick them. Never mind.
I'm not licking them.
I didn't say you had to.
We get a +1. Just the forehead.
So I'm gonna fork in herbalism for this treatment.
Okay.
I'm not sure I should fork in surgery. I'm not sure I should fork that in. I'm not sure it'll actually be helpful.
Are you gonna cut them?
I don't want to.
Well, then you don't get to fork it in.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying I should not.
Okay.
Can I help with the...
Do you have herbalism?
I don't, but again, I can grow it.
So she can help with
Yeah,
sorcery
she
by
can.
providing the medicinal herbs.
She can.
What's your sorcery at? Okay. 6 versus 7. Oh, we are 3/7 of the way there, and that's open. But I can spend a fate
To re-roll one of those.
to reroll a traitor.
They've still betrayed you. What would Saint Aerith do?
Fuck off! Get out of my head. Fine.
Where's Michaela here?
Fine. I'll double my dice.
Oh!
It's happening! It's happening!
So 3, 4, 5.
I should have said I was going to do this patiently. I forgot that was an option. I'm so stupid.
You have more
So
dice than
it's... Is it doubling or re-rolling all traders? Because you can do
So-
either one, So you have more traders than you do doubling your pool.
So
I think.
it doubles the skill exponent,
Yeah.
which was 4.
Yeah.
And I had 4 traders. So either
You
way,
had 5 because one of them was a reroll trader,
Yep.
and that was a trader.
I see your logic. I shall accept your logic.
So you've rolled 5 total for doubling dice, is that right?
Mm-hmm. No, for rerolling traders.
Can I see something super quick?
What's up?
Does that count the one that I helped for sorcery?
Yeah.
By the way, I have a plus one of the plant things. That didn't count toward that sorcery.
That's when
No.
you're doing it.
I know how I could help with this. He would like it. Where there's a whip, there's a way.
So
Kevin.
You wouldn't dare!
he can
It's
whip
brand-
you, and it would force you to retake the test.
You would not dare.
Yes, he would.
You would not dare.
Yes, he would.
You would
know
not
he
dare.
would. You know he would.
Um,
This has to do with
I'm
his
not there,
plan.
so I'm just gonna throw it out. If you didn't do it already, you can forage yourself some of these herbs, and you can cook them into a medicine. Just gonna throw it out
So
there
that'll be 2 forks?
because I want you guys to win.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna throw you for a loop because I have 2 cooking skills.
Ah, so you do.
At cooking and then Song of Feasting.
And that's open.
It is.
And that's open. And that's open. Good thing you spent that deed.
Wow. Wow.
We have 12 successes.
And you remember the insta-heal obstacle was 12.
13.
Oh, right, 13. Okay, that's right. Yeah?
They'll get
I
Plus
I
5.
have something that I have yet to use. I've not used it yet, which was the rune spell work, rune casting.
Right.
Is there any way I could try to bump that up by 1 so it's a little bit stronger?
Are you gonna... Do you know a rune that would help?
See, that's
each-
the thing. We haven't established runes that I know.
Then you don't know any runes.
I don't know any runes.
But you can always try one.
What's the worst that could go wrong?
What's the worst?
could
And
go
that goes
wrong.
down to a 15.
So... And you're right, it was 13. Well, they're doing much better, and you look back behind you, and you've attracted quite a crowd, and there is a mixture of... Some orcs are just, like, in awe, and some of them are like those cheating elves. Of the goblin slaves that are around, they have similar reactions, but they're more of the in awe than those cheating elves, slightly.
Do any of you also need treatment?
So invariably there are infections and diseases and stuff, and that can probably consume the rest of your day.
Well, we're here now.
You're here now. In this place that you didn't want to go to in the first place.
And I wasn't told to only heal these guys.
Right.
And I guess by this point, we're gonna leave whenever the Doricos says we leave. Thanks, Master.
I'm not there. I know the property thing never came that way. It was worded differently.
And so they're going to make a fine recovery, just not
Today.
Technically speaking, they get a +5 bonus to their next health test.
And sorry, I'm gonna just look at this again super quick because I forget where things are. Because you had a
I don't think this is a...
reputation somewhere.
I do have a reputation for saying.
And it's already 2 dice.
I think I might need to do more to raise it.
Yeah.
If you would have gotten that 13.
Well, I would say you can use this amongst orcs and goblins now.
I've expanded the region.
You've expanded it. So, they might not call you saint, but...
Would he have an affiliation or reputation with this tribe?
The reputation applies to the tribe.
I don't need more reputations. I already have 4.
But I think that's a good spot to leave it at 11:45.
Thanks for joining us, folk. Here at Session 8, where we go to places that we thought we were trying to go the opposite direction of. Hope to see you next time.